Okay, we're
Oh,
for real
take
now.
two.
Oh shit!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Low Side Podcast. Of course, this is a podcast where 3, sometimes 4 people gather around and talk about whatever is on their mind. Of course, I'm Nate. I'm joined with Sredy
What up?
and Steve.
Cheers, everybody.
And we've got a nice, relaxing, chill episode for you today.
Yeah, I kind of just fucked up and I thought we were live, but we weren't actually
It's
live.
take two. We're good.
I don't know what actually everybody's heard. So to the one viewer who's been watching, apparently that could be me. I don't know, but I kind of fucked up and forgot to hit go live on YouTube.
Very nice. Sredy,
Anyway,
what are we
so-
talking about today?
Yeah, this is going to be a lot more breezy. So what we're talking about today, we're going to talk about some mothership stories that we've come across. We're going to ask each other a bunch of weird questions. We're going to talk about the vape pen flavoring debacle. I'm going to give a cashing out updates. We're going to talk about the new iPhones. I didn't really pay attention to any of the other Apple updates. I only cared about the iPhone because I'm thinking about upgrading. And I have a crazy wedding story, which now we're going to try this again. This is the second time these guys are hearing
Action.
this story.
Go ahead, Sredy.
All right, so
Go ahead.
over the weekend,
It's going to lack the impact.
luckily we haven't gotten so far into the story where it's not going to matter too much. But
No, it's too late.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
All right.
Just skip it.
So I'll just skip through most of the main details that I started with. A couple of film friends of mine got married over the weekend. They had an open bar, and I'm sure most of you guys are going to figure out where this leads from here. So yeah. So essentially what happened towards the end of the night, I had a friend that I was with, and he was drinking quite a bit, but not to the point to where I was worried, just because he's a weird dude, but he was normal. Like, he was really chill. So I'm like, okay, apparently I have no reason to worry about anything. I stopped drinking at this point. I didn't drink a lot because I had to drive.
Boo.
Yeah. But it was probably about 10 o'clock, and I was wrapping up because I wanted to go home. I had to work early the next day. But I started noticing my friend was finally starting to act different. The way I compared it is, you remember, in Cinderella, when she finds the glass slipper at midnight, everything changes. Well, essentially that's what happened, but the exact opposite effect.
Okay.
Instead of going uphill, everything went downhill.
Oh.
So essentially what happened is, he started, for all of our audio listeners, he was just kind of swirling his head around, and I'm like, okay.
Like Exorcist style?
No, he's
Just
just
like
like,
what's
He was
twisting.
like, oh my
no,
gosh.
he's sitting at the table, and his head's just doing, one of these, right? So I'm like, okay, he's probably had enough at this point. So I went, they didn't do, I don't go to a ton of weddings, but normally, I don't know if you guys have experienced this yourselves, but typically at weddings, at least that I've been to, they serve the cake to you, right?
Okay.
Well, this place, they had the cake just out on a buffet table, and then you just serve
Went
yourself.
up and got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had that happen, so it was a little out of the ordinary for me. So they had extra cake out for people who didn't want cake. So I'm like, well, I want more cake. And my girlfriend wanted more cake. So I went and got us more cake. Go ahead and crack that boy open.
Go ahead.
So got the cake, and then my friend saw that we were getting cake, so he went and got cake. They had forks out. They'd taken all the silverware off the table and all that, but they left silverware out for people who still wanted cake. So there was one fork left, and I snagged it. So when he got his cake, he didn't have a fork, and he just started eating it with his hands, which, in that situation, is not completely out of the ordinary.
Sure.
Wasn't eating it sloppy or anything, but it's he just got real quiet. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So moving forward, he had been in and out of the venue, like to go to the bathroom just throughout the night. But apparently, before he ate the cake, he had trouble getting his pants back on in the bathroom after using the facilities. I didn't know this at first, but while we were at the table after he ate the cake, I'm like, I should probably give him some water. So My girlfriend gave him some water, and as soon as he set it down, he set it on the edge of the cake plate, and it spilled all over the table and on my girlfriend. So I'm like, okay.
Oh boy.
So then the groom comes up to us, because the groom is the one who helped put his pants back on
Oh,
in the bathroom.
good. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
So I'm like, he's like, oh, apparently I'm not doing a very good job of getting drunk because, I had to help such and such put his pants back on in the bathroom. And I'm like, he's like, why aren't you, somebody needs to be the adult over here. And I'm just like, he was normal up to this point. What do you want me
Right.
to do about it? And he's just like, he's just completely out of it at this point. And apparently after he got his pants back on, not by himself, but by the groom, he was outside running around in the parking lot. So, this is all stuff that's being told to me because I didn't really leave the table for much of the night. So I'm like, okay, obviously he can't drive home. And I'm, as much as I didn't want to do that, I'm like, I got to get him home.
Right.
So I had to figure out how to get him home, which ultimately ended up me driving his car with him in it to his house. So I set him down on because he tried to walk to his car, and I'm like, hey guy, you want to give me your keys? And he's like, okay. So he gave me his keys, and I set him down on the curb. I'm like, don't move. I need to go get my girlfriend.
Oh gosh.
And so she can drive my car to your place, like follow me over there. So he's like, okay. So he's pretty much like, he didn't fall over, but he's essentially passed out at this point. So my girlfriend wanted to get pictures with the bride and groom before we left. I didn't want to wait because I'm like, I need to get him in the car. So I went and got him in the car, and then I went and got my girlfriend situated. And I have vomit cleaning supplies in my car with how many times my girlfriend has thrown up in the car.
Really? You have this is a prepped item.
Prepped item. Not because my girlfriend drinks a lot, because she gets motion sickness in the car. So I just have those items ready just in case. So it's just like grocery bags and like
The essentials.
Napkins and stuff like that in case I need to clean it up. So I went and grabbed those items. I always carry a bottle of water with me, so I just brought that with me for him. And when I was walking back to the car door was open, and I noticed that he had been throwing up in the parking lot, all over the parking lot. And I'm like, well, at least he didn't throw up in the car.
Right.
So then
Do you have cleaning products for that?
No. I mean, I had the napkins that I had, but no, I didn't have cleaning products. So I get in the car, and I was wrong. He threw up all over himself in the car. He had like a white shirt on, nice tie on, threw up all over that, threw up all over the car. Smelled horrific.
Right.
But I'm like, guess I'm just rolling the windows down.
Yeah.
I drive an SUV, and he drives a little tiny car. Not used to driving that, so that was a little strange for me. But we're driving. He's just telling me how tired he is and all this, and I'm like, yeah, I probably, but let's get you home, guy. And so we get him. We're driving, and we're by the point from about halfway from the venue to his house. We had to drive on the highway, which I wasn't anticipating, but we're driving on the highway, and he starts trying to open up his door to throw up out of the car while I'm going 60 miles an hour.
And
I'm
plan.
like,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And I'm like, dude, stop. Use the grocery bags. I don't think he knew he had the grocery bags, but he didn't listen and still was trying to open his car. But luckily, he wised up a little bit and just started sticking his head out the window. So I'm like,
You just let it free fall.
just let it free fall. Yep.
Gosh. Feel bad for the people behind you driving.
That was my girlfriend because she was following us.
Did it get splattered on your car?
No, I drove his car.
I know, but I'm saying like
'Cause
you
you
were
said-
in front.
No.
You were in front.
She wasn't that close, but
Oh, okay.
well, and at some point,
Ugh.
I pulled over.
Lame.
I pulled it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I pulled over on the side of the road too when he wouldn't stop opening the car door because I wasn't gonna deal with that. So he behaved for the rest of the car ride home. He dry heaved a little bit. I don't actually think he threw up when he was trying to throw up. I think he was just dry heaving at that point. But essentially, we got him to his house. And I'm like, he's like, okay, I got it from here. I'm like, no, you don't. So I basically got out of the car. I'm like, stay here. And I'm like, because we needed to get his shirt off because I didn't want him to. He lives at home with his parents, and I'm like, I didn't want him walking in the house with vomit all over himself. Like
Here's your son.
save that. Yeah, exactly. Save that for the next day. So, but he got out of the car. He didn't listen, but he got out of the car, and he started cleaning, or he took his shirt off and his tie off. So I'm like, okay. He had it all over his pants, but I didn't, whatever. And it was all over the car. Like he opened the door, and I'm just like, good God, like.
What a mess.
What a mess. So he's like, okay, I got it from here. And I'm like, no, you don't. So I help him get to his front door. And to get to his front door, he has like 5 or 6 steps up to his stoop to get to the door. And when he got up to about the 3rd step, he leaned back too far and almost fell back. And I had to catch him.
Could you imagine that cracked skull and all?
I know, right? Yeah.
Good grief.
So then we get him inside the house, and his parents are in the living room, and I'm like, "You good?" And his dad goes, "What's wrong with him?" And I'm like, "He's a little sick." And his dad goes, he just pounds on the couch. "What the hell's the matter with you?" And
He said that to you?
no, he said it to him, and I'm just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm about to get killed right now by this dude's dad. I'd never met his dad at this point. Like,
Here's a bag of throw up. I gotta go.
yeah, I know. I'm just like, yeah, you're welcome for bringing your drunk son home. But
Oh man. I think
it
every
was-
wedding though has that one dude or one chick who is just obliterated. Because
Yeah.
even at my wedding, it was like that. There was one girl who locked herself in the restroom. She didn't know how to get out. She was so plastered. She had to go use the restroom. She did her thing, and then she was stuck in there. Someone had to go in there. They had to crawl underneath to unlock the door for her because she was so passed out.
She was in a stall? Or?
She went to the restroom.
okay.
They had the stalls, set up. She couldn't get out. It was probably like towards the end of the wedding. The night's almost over, and there's like a tap on someone's shoulder that was next to me, and they're like, "Hey, can you send? Anyone sober over here? Anyone sober?" I'm like, yeah, this person, whoever it was. Yeah, they're sober. Yeah, go in there and help them. Okay, because there's someone stuck in the stall. We need help. So 20 minutes later, so they both come out of the bathroom. It's just why is there always that one person that's just like they're so wasted they can't comprehend anything that's going on. Like real life does not exist to them at that point. There's just so many booze involved.
Free booze will do that to a person.
Yeah. It's always one person that just kind of goes to the extreme.
yeah,
So I'm not surprised, but it's a
Yeah.
good story. So he's still alive?
he's still alive.
Okay, good.
I'm glad that. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but I'm the person.
Yeah,
The reason why he's still alive.
Yeah, you saved the day. Good
Yeah,
job.
Sredy saved the day.
Good job, Sredy.
Yeah.
Good story.
Yeah.
Good wedding story.
Speaking of getting locked in the bathroom,
Is it
I made a mistake, guys. So I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Oh,
so
God.
so Nate, what's
Let's
he
start the vape talk because I don't have much to say about that, but I'm sure you guys do.
No? Oh, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
The vapes.
The vape story?
anything by it, but I think
All right.
you guys might have stronger
Yeah.
feelings than me.
So apparently there's some controversy right now. The vape. So who was it that brought it out that said we're going to start banning the vapes? Was it the Trump administration or was it the CDC?
Well, the CDC, as far as I understand, was warning people about it
Mhm.
because if you are unaware, 6 people have allegedly died from vaping-related illness.
Right.
6 people. Let's keep that
Right.
small number in mind
Look,
here.
I can count that many on my hands.
And I think, the Trump administration is attempting to ban the crazy flavors of like Juul pods and other vape pens and stuff so that there's only like tobacco flavored.
Right. So in my mind, it just seems like it's someone's losing money here. And it's obviously the tobacco business, like people who make legit cigarettes to the vape pens, whether it's legal or not. So I feel like, hey, these 6 people have passed away. Let's make some real legislation. Let's make some moves here that say no more vape pens because you're taken from my pocket, the tobacco company.
It definitely feels like that. Like this is a massive overreaction.
Oh yeah,
Considering how many people die every year of smoking actual cigarettes
lung can't. Yeah.
and even doing other harder drugs like the opioid crisis. And there's pretty much zero legislation for either of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But then 6 people die from vaping, and
There's outrage.
suddenly the world is ending.
Right.
Everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
You vape once, you die.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the problem is that the vape pen industries haven't given enough money to
Exactly.
to
Well, yeah.
everybody, so
Politicians.
that nobody gives a shit.
Oh.
Of course, we got to do something
Right.
about this.
Yeah, all that works hand in hand. The
Yeah, that's
tobacco
what-
industry's dishing out money to say, hey, make this happen for us because they're taking from our bottom line. But I don't think there's enough maybe money in the vape industry. I don't really know. I mean, there probably could be.
I mean,
There's tons of people who do it.
Vaping is huge, and I do obviously want to say that, vaping is still bad for you, no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Smoking anything
Oh, yeah.
is going to be bad for you to some degree. So
Right.
it was obviously only a matter of time before people started dying from vape-related illnesses, but
Here we are. It's no different than the tobacco industry.
Almost 500,000 people die a year
Yeah.
from
It's nuts.
smoking cigarette-related illnesses.
So why aren't those being kicked off the market?
Because big tobacco's got that big lobbying money.
Right. And that's
and I
we
would-
always talk
Here
about
we
it.
go again.
Yeah,
It's always
what does it
coming
always
down
come
to the
back
cash.
It comes back to money.
If you want to make some change, you need to have some cold hard cash.
And that's
But here's the thing.
That's exactly what it feels like, though.
I want to bring something up, and I'm like, I think about this a lot, and it's like, the people who could do something about this, because it really does come down to the money. Why aren't the big billionaires who say that they care throw more money into stuff like this? I mean,
Shut up.
If you if you think about it,
That's why.
If just a couple of them came together, they could probably. And I'm not saying everybody's got to throw all their eggs in one basket. You can have a few people who feel strongly about this do something about it. Why don't they?
Right.
But here's the thing: if you guys had money like a Bill Gates or somebody equivalent, would you do something about it?
That's a tough question.
Yeah,
I don't know
Because
if I would.
Here's
I mean, if
here's the thing. Here I'm gonna go through what I think their thought process probably is.
all right.
I didn't do this. I
Sure.
don't do this thing. If people want to fuck up their lives, then why should I do anything to fix it? I feel like that's probably not the right wording, but you guys probably see where I'm coming with this.
Okay.
Do you think that's their thought process and why nothing's really happening? Why they don't do more to change things?
No, I mean, I think more of it, like Nate and I were talking about, like the tobacco industry has been around forever. So,
I'm not even just talking about tobacco. I'm just talking about everything in general, like gun control, tobacco, locking kids up in cages. I mean, all these things can be fixed with a little bit
Sure.
of cash.
yeah, I just, like it always comes back to is money. Who's got the power to say and influence people? I know a lot of celebrities, people in Hollywood like to do things that are humanitarian, environmental, stuff like that. But, I don't know if there's just enough push from the people who do have money does that money mean anything to people who are in control of the laws and stuff? I just don't know if it works like that yet. You know what I mean? Like, just because you have tons of money, does that mean you're going to have lobbyists on your side or lawmakers kind of take your side and help change things? And then if you do, how much scrutiny or how much backlash are you going to get from people who have already been established in that environment and whatever it is? You know what I mean? Like, look at Walmart right now. Look at who else was it? Walgreens or something, or someone else, one of the other
CVS.
yeah, they're banning. They don't want you to have an open carry now at their place of establishment, and they're not even selling ammo now. Not that CVS sells ammo, but Walmart does, Meijer does.
Right.
So a lot of those companies are saying, well, gun control issues are big right now, and no one's really doing anything about it. So we're going to try and take a stand. We want to make a difference. And now people are thinking that they're infringing on their Second Amendment rights. Well, no, I think you need to step back and look at it and say, hey, is there a legitimate issue here? Sure, there is. There's a gun control problem. There's a violence problem. There are people thinks you can just go up to somebody and shoot them because you don't like them or because you don't agree with my, left-wing values or right-wing, whatever it is that you have a disagreement on. I'm going to come up and destroy you with a gun. No one's doing anything about it. You know what I mean? Like the NRA has money in the Republican side of the of the aisle, right? So they're not going to change anything because they have lawmakers and lobbyists working together to keep things how they are so that everyone is comfortable with the gun laws and how things are currently. These big companies like Walmart and Meijer, they're like, you know what? We probably do need to make a change, and this is what we're going to do. Maybe we don't have lobbyists on our side, but we do have the market, of the people, our customers. Our customer base is huge, right? Let's try to help this issue by doing something that, may not be popular, but it could be a positive thing if you think about it. If you really step back and look at things.
They're certainly getting people talking.
Yes, and that's the other thing. There's so many people who are going to boycott Walmart because they're not going to sell ammo. You can still buy ammo. Walmart's not removing your Second Amendment right to have guns.
And honestly, who's buying ammo at Walmart?
Apparently enough people are to make memes about boycotting and trending on Twitter to boycott Walmart.
I mean, I've bought that's pretty much the only place I buy it from.
And and why? It's because Walmarts are everywhere and it's readily available. You know what I mean? So just because someone wants to make a change, I don't think that's it may not be it's unpopular, obviously, but they're at least trying to do something with this conversation of gun control. And go back to the smoking stuff. I don't know if it'll change right now because I think tobacco industry has more of a stronghold on the market. So vaping is probably going to fall to the mercy of that because they don't have money. Like, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they do or not.
I think they do have money. I just think they...
Is it enough to make it, keep their...
It's probably not enough to make an impact like the tobacco industry, for
They probably
sure.
also don't lobby as hard as the tobacco industry because the tobacco industry has been dying ever since vaping has come up in popularity. So I would imagine vaping tries less. Like, the vape industry probably does not care as much about lobbying, especially at this point, because I would almost 100% guarantee they're making more money on a yearly basis, at least by now, than big tobacco. So they probably have more of a reason to lobby.
Right. I think the other thing I'm kind of curious about too, and I didn't look into these deaths that have happened, but are the cartridges that they've gotten for their vapes, are they from a company or are they from the streets?
It mostly seems like it's from the streets.
Yeah,
So
I haven't done much.
That's like me making a vape and selling it to him, and I have no idea what I'm doing. How much knowledge do these people who are making vape pens for others know?
Well, and some of them are intentionally harmful. They're just like, fuck it, I'll put whatever the hell I want in here, and I'll sell it to some stupid kid.
Right, who just so he can make a buck.
Yeah.
And then turn around and do it again.
Yeah, it's like, you hear stories of like people replacing vape cartridges with like honey and stuff that like looks like it, and when you move it around, it's a very similar like consistency. So and then these kids like smoke honey, and then they're like throwing up blood.
Yeah,
and
that's the other thing they need to look at too. Like, how many of these incidents, and there's only 6, and it's unfortunate.
6 deaths.
Sure, 6 deaths, like people who have passed away from it. But were those 6 people? Did they buy? Again, from people who don't know what they're doing, and those cartridges are they're laced with something, or they're, manufactured in a poor way to cause these issues. I don't really know, but I think that's something they should consider because I think that would be a big difference.
Yeah, I think that at least the people who were ill and were like spoke about what they had smoked before, most of them did admit to saying like, it was like black market THC vapes.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, if you're buying black market,
you're taking a risk.
You're taking a big risk.
Yeah, because you don't know what's in there.
Yeah, and like I said,
just because the label says whatever, you don't. What's really in there?
And if you were in the drug dealer's shoes and you had a bunch of stupid kids as your clients, who you could easily manipulate and rip off.
Right, they don't know.
Like.
Well, even still, I guess even adults too, they don't really know. You're not going to have anything that says, "Oh, this is pure whatever." Like it's not going to be like that.
But I do really think this is like some reefer madness type shit.
Yeah.
Where like, we got to freak out because a couple people are dead, and when way more people die from smoking, still every single year smoking actual cigarettes.
Yep.
And drinking. And the opioid crisis, like all of these things are much worse
Right.
but it's just like business as usual, so no one really gives a shit. But
Yeah.
now that like vaping is the new hotness, everyone suddenly gives a shit, and we gotta save the kids and this and that, and
Yeah.
it's really some bullshit because
I am hopeful though that with all the states that are kind of not given in, but have decided to say, you know what, recreational marijuana or recreational vape pens that have legit marijuana, nothing black market. Let's just assume that none of it is black market. That all of it is legit. That there's still so much more benefits for people who have health issues that they will benefit from marijuana than they would from anything else. Big farm medicines, pills, injection, whatever it is that they want to give them. Like, there's just so much more benefits from marijuana on a health stance than there is on anything else. So it's like, yeah, people smoke and they become high and they're a little goofy, or they like to sleep, or they just really like to eat nachos. Like if that's like your biggest, treat it like you would treat alcohol. Make sure there's some sort of government warning that says, hey, may influence your driving or motor skills. Okay, everyone knows to stay home. Like it shouldn't be something that they're going to be so negative about that it doesn't happen. Like if you look clinically at things, all this stuff that marijuana can provide for someone who has, tremors, the list goes on and on and on. All the benefits.
Right.
I'm glad that
you see the Facebook videos.
Right. And you see that there's going to be a swing in the country that says, we want this, make it happen. And I think, with the way that vape pens are going to be, I think you include that, whether it's a blunt or it's a vape pen that is just straight marijuana, THC, it's got to be helpful in some way. No matter what form it is, it's going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
And all the states are following suit. And I just hope sooner than later, it's something that we don't have to worry about criminally, because people are going to jail left and right for something so stupid.
Yep.
Like marijuana.
Yeah,
I rest my case.
It's just like it's like history.
And that's our show tonight, guys.
All
Have a
right,
good night.
see you later.
Think about, back when Prohibition was the thing and alcohol was illegal.
Yeah.
And you couldn't drink that. And then eventually people were like, oh, well, I still personally think, alcohol is definitely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that alters your state of mind is dangerous to some degree.
Right.
But
I'm highly against drinking alcohol.
Yes.
yeah, we all are. But what I'm saying is like it's just the same thing. It's just history repeating itself. Like eventually, then we're like, oh yeah, maybe it's not so bad, and let's lighten up on it. And the same thing is happening with marijuana right now. People are finally starting to realize like, oh, maybe this isn't the dangerous thing that it once was, or that we were told it was. Just because it alters your state of mind.
That, and I think obviously the states are benefiting from it too.
Right.
I feel like a few episodes ago we talked about this, where Colorado has so much money they don't know what to do with it. And I actually saw something on Twitter that's saying they're going to start helping homeless people either build homes for them or find them, housing, so that way they can be somewhere. They have a roof over their head. Like, if you see all these benefits, again, not only health-wise, but monetarily through the state or through, the federal, like, why don't take advantage of that? Obviously, people are asking for this to be legal, so
that's why Illinois just realized it.
Yeah.
They're like, man, we've been in crippling debt for years. What can we do?
Right. Now they'll be able to pay their lottery winners whenever they get the good tickets.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's going to be a positive too.
Yeah.
Sorry, you won the lottery. It's going to take 5 years before you get your winnings.
Yeah. And and that's exactly what's happening to vaping right now. Just remember like 10, 15 years ago, the truth ads are still out there.
Yeah.
But remember when they used it, it was like you couldn't go a commercial break on TV without seeing like the truth ad about like smoking cigarettes. So it's like the same thing just happens over and over again. And now vaping is the target of like, wait a minute, you're telling me that this is dangerous? Like, no, duh, it's dangerous.
Right.
Smoking anything is dangerous. Your lungs are not meant to intake foreign objects like that. They're meant to breathe oxygen, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, of course there's a degree of danger, but they're also still, as far as I know, most vapes don't include fucking rat poison and shit like that that's in cigarettes.
Exactly.
So at least, they still have nicotine in them, which is addictive, of course, but at least, at least
They're
to me,
cleaner,
it seems,
in a
yeah,
sense.
they're cleaner. So it's like, yeah, 6 people died, and that sucks. It's horrible that people have to die from vaping, but I feel like there's a lot more to it than just they were vaping.
Mhm.
Are they more prone to lung disease? Is it something in their family? Like, there's so many other factors that can contribute to someone getting a lung related illness that it's really hard to just instantly blame vaping. Like, it's
Right.
just vaping. If this person would have never vaped, they would be fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to say that, and I think it's too new of a subject to really have a definitive
Right.
answer
This is just
on.
a snapshot of what it could, what things could be. I mean, now, all these years that vaping has been around, and now we have 6 folks who have, bit the dust. Like you said, this is just a small snapshot of what things are really like, in this community of people who like to do this,
Yep.
So I think it's just outrage culture again. We've fallen back into that, into that issue. And
It's like we're on a never-ending cycle.
right, what's next we're going to freak out about? And it's always something, which is unfortunate, but that's what it is right now. Thanks to platforms like this, social media, YouTube, it's someone has a platform they can stand on, or a soapbox they can stand on and say, I don't like this. Who's behind me? Let's get rid of it, and it sucks. For sometimes it's because things are for the greater good. I would say, I'm not saying marijuana is for the greater good, but again, if you look at the health benefits that people can get from that,
It's better to make it legal and, regulated
sure,
than to just have it out in the wild, black market style,
right,
where it can be laced with whatever. People lace marijuana with cocaine, shit
Yep.
like that all the time. So
yeah. I would say
like,
once
why not be able to have a safe, regulated version that, I'm sure is probably more expensive, but you're also not running the risk of someone tampering with it because they're an asshole and they want to fuck with you.
right.
Or-
And that's what I would do, the regulated version for sure. Just like it, I've always kind of compared it to booze. Yeah, you feel a little warm, you feel relaxed, and then you should know your limit. I think every person should know their limit, whether that's drug, and we're just or beer. I'm sorry, alcohol, or in this case marijuana. I think that those kind of have similar effects to, I guess, to me, it would, but I think you need to know your cutoff. But I'd rather have a regulated product that's been verified that says, yeah, this is the only thing that's in it. Yeah, maybe it might be a little bit more expensive, but I would rather do that and pay the money for it than Timmy
Right.
off the street who's trying to get me. So
Right.
regulate it.
It's just easier that way. It's really not any more dangerous than alcohol. And alcohol is perfectly legal once you're 21.
Right.
So,
Yeah, put an age limit on it. Do the same thing you would do with booze.
well, you do have to be 21 to purchase
Right.
marijuana in the states where it is legal.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I did not know that part.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to be
So
21.
Michigan, Illinois, they're the same.
Yeah, I would
That's
assume they're going to
That's a
adopt.
federal thing.
No. Federally,
Oh,
I
it's
believe
still
it's still
frowned upon.
Yes, but stateside, the states can choose whether or not, and I think most of them do adopt you got to be 21.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not like a genius or have done any sort of research into this, but I know at least bottom line, you got to be 21.
Right.
So
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of dispensaries popping up locally. Not locally here in Indiana, but
I was gonna say, what do you mean?
in the Illinois, Michigan. I mean, we're not too far from either one of those,
Right.
and people are really trying to make an honest living off of it because of that's what they want to do. That's what they are looking to find money in, and
It's a big industry. It's a big growing industry. It's
Yeah.
it's already exploded, but just imagine when it starts hitting more and more states.
can you imagine going to
It's
Meijer
gonna detonate.
or Walmart and just going to the marijuana section?
Yeah, you just go into the produce section.
Yeah, number. Yeah,
Can I get a
produce,
pound of
number 12. Yeah.
your finest purple haze, please?
And I feel like that's what it's gonna be like. Seriously,
There's just a guy there with a plant, and he's just clipping it off for
Right.
you. It's
You know
like
how-
a deli.
right.
Scales right in front of him, weighs it out.
It's a little over a pound. Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's
you know
fine.
what? Take a little off. Add a little on. I'm feeling
Yeah.
a little.
Once we get there, though,
I got a good paycheck this
seriously,
week.
when Walmart starts carrying marijuana, it'll be the best day
I mean,
for a lot of people.
it could very well happen at some point, but
Oh man, that's so funny.
you know, yeah, just the guy cutting it off. Just yeah, it's there you go.
yeah.
So, anyways, let's move on to a next topic. The thing you can take away from this discussion is vaping is not.
It's not bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not
for
as
you.
bad as the media is
It's-
making it right now.
It is.
It's
It's
one
being
of those-
scapegoated
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
one of
Exactly.
those things that it's like everything else. You guys have already talked too much
It's-
about this, so
yeah,
I feel
it's
like I'm getting
new.
into it too late.
It's new and we don't know a lot about it, so therefore it's extremely dangerous
It's the
and you're gonna
difference
die.
Let's target
between
it.
bathtub wine and wine you can build or buy at the store.
Yep.
Essentially, what it comes down
I
to.
bathe in my own bathtub wine to give it a special flavor.
Good.
Nice and salty flavor.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, Sredy, let's move on to the next topic. What do we got?
I guess we could talk about the new iPhones.
Okay.
So, what do you
No, you lead this off.
what do you
'cause-
guys think about them?
Well, I don't think what is it called, tryptophobia or trilophobia that they're talking about on Twitter.
Listen,
Basically, the back camera has 3 little circles on the back of it,
I'll
and
be
it's causing issues with people who have phobias with circles clustered together.
I'll pull up the.
I'll be honest with you guys.
Nope.
I
that's
didn't
not
even
what I
look
want.
into any of this.
The iPhone,
Yeah,
the new iPhone.
because when a new iPhone comes out, I could literally give a shit less. Of course, I am team iPhone,
Right.
but I usually buy the iPhone that's at least 1 or 2 generations older. Like right now, I went from a 6 to an 8. So I still have an 8 right now. Works perfectly great for me.
yeah,
So I really honestly don't care. Like when I have to cross that road
You'll
and
get
when it's
there.
time to upgrade, that's when I'll start looking into the specs. But
So,
The-
Sredy, you've been looking into the specs because you're looking to upgrade.
Yeah, I've
What
been
is it
looking
about
to
this one that you
upgrade.
like or notice? Because I haven't really done too much info or
Honestly,
research.
just from the research I've done from it, it seems like the 3 cameras is the only thing that is this the difference between this one and all the other ones. So
what do the 3 cameras do?
what do
Right,
the
is
3
it-
cameras
what's-
do? I think is the big thing.
Why
so
is there 3?
one of them is a super wide, so ultra wide as they're calling it. So just a standard, probably 14 millimeter or 24 millimeter esque wide shot,
Okay.
which is pretty standard wide shot.
Okay. Next one.
Focal point. You got your standard wide shot, which I'd say is probably more in the 35 millimeter range, and then you got a I can't remember what they call it, but it's essentially a 50 millimeter equivalent telephoto. That's what they call it.
Okay.
So you got your 3 different lenses on the iPhone 11 Pro. The screen is brighter on this one, and the battery life is a lot better. They're claiming like 4 times more than the 10X, whatever
Yeah,
the last one.
10R.
Not the
10R.
10R, but the better version of the 10R, the 10X Max,
Yeah, sure.
10XS, something.
There's just
I
yeah,
can't remember.
And that's the one problem I have with iPhone. There's too many versions of the same like tier or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's.
Right.
Sure.
So what I've been gathering is
Sorry.
okay,
my,
Steve.
My bad.
Steve's
No, I'm good.
he's past there. So the main differences, I guess, between the 11 and the 11 Pro, at least that I mean, obviously you got the one less camera because they only have the wide and the super wide, which is honestly probably all you need. I mean, I don't really see a ton of people needing the 50 millimeter telephoto lens, but it'd certainly be cool to have. Essentially, if you're looking to replace a DSLR with your phone, that's really the only reason to buy this phone.
I was just gonna say, like, when are you gonna want a phone like this? Like, yeah, it's cool, and people, like Nate said, like a lot of people are team iPhone, but how many people actually need a phone with 3 different cameras?
You don't, but I mean,
If
the
the
only
market's there,
the only reason to upgrade to this is if you're really into photography and you want those lens options without having to buy the lenses. So you're essentially getting 3 different lenses within this camera.
do they
if
have
you
a
can-
demo that shows pictures after you're done?
They can, but I don't think
It's not
I don't know
gonna
if
be
we I don't know if we could do that on this.
Right.
But I watched the keynote thing that they put out on Tuesday. It's Thursday today. They put it out 2 days ago, and one of the things I found most impressive is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Filmic Pro, but it's essentially an iPhone app that turns your camera into a manual video camera, so you can adjust exposure, ISO, and all that stuff.
Love Filmic.
Yeah, Filmic Pro is amazing. But one of the new features that they're doing with this phone especially is that you're able to record all all four cameras, the fourth camera being the front-facing camera, at the same time. So you can get 4 different angles all at the same time with this camera. So if you're like looking to have like the camera on the iPhone, it's pretty decent. I wouldn't replace it with any of the cameras that I have for sure, but if I need to record something really fast, or if I was just starting out and I needed a camera and I guess a phone at the same time,
Or
like
your
this,
Ang Lee.
yeah,
Or Steven Soderbergh.
right. This would be this phone is a decent option to have. Like I said, only from a photography standpoint. From a phone standpoint, I don't feel like there's any reason to upgrade. This is the 5th upgrade from the phone that I currently have. I have the SE.
Right. And I
So-
had that phone.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
phone that I get
Is an upgrade
beyond
for you.
the SE is going to be drastically better.
Mhm.
Like my front-facing camera, I didn't know this until I started researching the 11s. I probably knew this with the last upgrade, but I didn't remember. But my front-facing camera is only 1.2 megapixels, and it always looks like shit. And I'm like, man, this
I
thing
wonder
really
why.
looks like shit.
Yeah.
And it's because it's only 1.2 megapixels and probably doesn't have any sort of low light support or handles light very well. Like the front facing or the other camera works pretty decently, but like everything from the 8 above like has either 7 to 12 megapixels, so it's like way above. So the debate I'm having right now is if I should spend the extra money,
And
get
go
the
all
iPhone
in.
11, because if I got the 11, like theoretically, because I bought mine phone like right when it came out, like the iPhone 11 should last me pretty much for the rest of my life in theory. I mean, there'd be if I got that
Well,
phone.
I'm pretty sure there's a 2-year thing on all the iPhones, right, Nate? I mean, mine died at 2 years after I got
I've
it.
had mine for 3 years.
I
and
think
still haven't had
I think
any
it's a real
problems.
thing.
I don't know.
I feel
That's
like all
kind of a
phone,
myth.
like your contract starts, in 2019, and you have a 2-year contract. It's gonna go dead. in
I don't
2
have
years.
a contract though, so I'm just
So you're
buying phones right out
Yeah.
outright.
So what's the price for this? It says $599 with trade-in, but what is it without trade-in?
without the trade-in, the Pro starts at $999, I believe.
$999.
Yeah, and the 11, which apparently is cheaper than the 10R when it first came out, starts out at $699. I'm not sure where the 10R started. If I had to take a guess, it probably started at $749.
Did they bring the button back yet?
Like the home button.
Yeah.
You
No,
want
the
your home
button's
button
gone
boy?
For gone. It's good. It's going for good.
Yeah. I like my home button.
I do like the home button.
Once you
too.
upgrade, bro, you'll forget it.
I
It
don't
was
know if
ever
I
there.
really like the Face ID. I don't know if I want my face
you don't,
to be the
you
way
don't
that
need
I
to have
unlock
Face
my
ID
phone.
though. You can just do a swipe up.
I don't want to do that though.
it's a
I
different
want
function.
I want to be able to have my phone locked, but
But
I
you know
want
how
the
many people
fingerprint.
have had issues with their home button? Like my sister, every time she gets an iPhone, the little circle there on the bottom, gone. Like after a year and a half, I don't know if she just crushes it, when she pushes it. But there's always issues with the home button. So
Bro,
when I
I've never
upgraded to
I've never had a problem with any of my buttons ever.
well, me neither. But I'm just saying, like people do have it, and it's just awesome not to have any buttons on your phone. It's all just touchscreen.
Yeah.
Now that it's gone, good. I'm glad that it's gone.
Dang.
I don't want it anymore.
I don't know. I'm happy with it. I will say if I do decide to upgrade, I'm really gonna miss the home button. I really like the fingerprint idea a lot more. But that could change. I've never tried the Face ID. I don't know how that is or anything like that.
I've been trying it the last few weeks, and I would say it's pretty quick. Like I go here. I told my wife here, try to get into my phone, and it like shakes like, it's not you.
Oh,
So you can't get in.
Steve can hide all of his porn on his
then
phone now, and
then
wifey can't get in it.
When it shows me, it's just like, oh,
Convenient.
What do you want to see, Steve?
Convenient.
What do you want to look at? So
Don't type P into that browser. For the love of God, don't put a P.
don't do it.
You got
So
like 15 different options.
does the SE offer FaceTime or Face ID?
No,
Okay, and that's
just the fingerprint.
so that's for me. That's a new option. I actually kind of dig it. I've had this phone for almost 6 or 7 months now, and I'm like, I'll never do the Face ID. It's
just-
stupid. It's too. It's
I don't
too.
think it's stupid.
And the government will be spying on you.
exactly
it's
like
like-
it's too. Yeah.
They're gonna collect your information.
Right. And now that I'm actually using it, I'm like, you know what?
I don't want to be an animal hybrid. All
Right.
right.
No one wants to look like me anyway. So the FaceTime's gonna be like, oh, that's you. All right, what's up?
I'm just a classic passcode guy.
And that's fine.
Like just
Yeah, I don't do that.
You can do
I use the
passcodes,
simple
fingerprint.
4-digit passcode.
but your face is unique, Nate. No one else has your beautiful face.
You don't know that.
Except for me, because everybody thinks Nate and I are the same person.
No, you
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
Seth
say-
Rogen are the same. Or
Well, then apparently Nate looks like Seth Rogen. Okay, let's
That's
do the test now. Are Nate and I the same person?
It's because we're both white and have facial hair and have brown hair.
Brown hair,
no,
brown
you don't
eyes.
look like Seth Rogen. You do.
I'm going to.
I know, but we're talking about at the mothership how often
Oh yeah.
we get confused for each other, even though it just boils down to we're white with brown hair, and we also have facial hair.
Yeah.
I don't wear glasses, and that's like the big thing. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
think
feel
at
like
the
if
very
you did,
least you'd
here,
be
put
able to-
these on. Let's see what you look like. Let's
I
show
always-
the
It's
Gonna
audience.
go
I mean, I
blind by the end of the episode.
Here we go.
I just
Seth
gotta-
Rogen.
I just got a haircut, but like I usually feel like I just look like Harry Potter.
Holy shit! Is that Alex? Is that Sredy over there?
No,
Yeah.
you look like if
looks-
Sredy had if Sredy was like,
Your prescription's honestly not that bad at all, Steve.
yeah, it's the right eye but far away.
You're like mildly blind. These
Yeah.
almost feel like no prescription. Anytime I put on Shreddy's glasses,
Dude, it's
My-
a whole new world, isn't
dude,
it?
my eyeballs feel like they're burning. Like instant burn.
Yeah.
My eyes are just like, please,
Oh.
for the love of God.
We got a comment that said we're the same person.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, if
So
it-
some people think that we're the same person.
Who is that? Does it say?
I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, it does say, but I'm not gonna say their names.
yeah, we don't want to dox them. Although
we're
anyone
not
that's
doxing.
watching this can totally see
Right.
it. So
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you
So
know,
I guess
I'll
it-
leave that for them.
Yeah.
You know, we need the viewership.
It's always like a mystery when you read comments to us because we can't see it.
Yeah, I can't
But now
see the
you can.
comment list.
No,
There's
I
no-
can't see the comments.
Oh, it's
right
over
now.
there.
Yeah, it's
there
on
it
the
is
very
on the top right.
Top right. It's the comment list.
Ah,
Oh, now you can see it.
I
Can't
Very
you? See, I
tiny.
did something new. You guys can't
I
see
know
it
that
from
guy.
here, but I got a
like that
TV. I got a TV directly across from me right now.
Yeah,
I gotta
and
find my hand.
So if you're wondering
Directly across
why,
from me this way, and I put up everything so now they can see everything that I can see from the monitor.
yeah, because last episode we were talking about stuff on the monitor, but Steve and I couldn't see anything, so now we've got it hooked up to the TV. So if you see us looking in this general direction, it's because there's a TV
We have
right
a huge
here,
monitor for us.
Yeah,
and we can
I
actually
decided to give
see
the-
what we're talking
give the
about
boys
now.
a visual
Yeah,
instead
what
of
did
me
he,
just saying.
what
it.
did said person say just now?
They said it's cool, you know me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still not gonna do it, but we
No,
appreciate
no, that's
it.
fine. Yeah, but all I'm gonna say to the person watching is I can't wait for this movie that you guys are doing to come out. Isn't that who this is?
No.
Oh,
You're getting you're getting them mixed up.
I'm getting my name because
Yeah.
that's a very common name.
Whoops.
Very
For,
common
for
name.
this. Okay, so it's
So should we segue into that then? So I'm thinking about getting the
Sure.
11R or the 11R, the 11. Haven't decided yet because I would have to drop $800 to get it. So that's
You
really
could
what it
trade in
comes
your
down
phone
to.
and get $2
that's
off.
just
That's
so much
pretty
money,
much how it
though.
is.
It's so much money.
I can afford it, but it's like, do I want to afford
Oh,
it? Is the
must be
question.
You
it must be
base-
nice to live at home, huh? You
Yeah,
guys?
it is pretty nice.
You basically have an Android phone at this point. Your phone's so goddamn old.
I was
That's-
telling
that's
him.
true.
I was telling him
But
today
the
that
thing
it's
is-
night and day difference.
And I stole that from
between-
a meme.
My
so.
my phone was like legit, like the best phone to have when it came out. And you know what the crazy thing is about it?
Look at Nate reading the comments.
Yeah, I know, right? You know what the crazy thing is about it? This phone is only 3 years old.
Yeah, because
Like,
I got it
it's
a little bit after
insane.
you, and I'm like, Sredy, this is a great phone.
Yeah.
man. Thanks for the
like,
suggestion.
It was legit the best phone to have at the time. But it's like crazy how, like, as soon as the new phone comes out, it's like, oh, what are you, a fucking grandpa?
But isn't it true
You
though
boomer.
that Samsung
Here's
really
the-
leads the way when it comes to cell phone innovation? Aren't they like really leading the
Well,
pack?
the thing is,
In that thing I showed you, oh look, a new iPhone. It just costs more money.
but you know, they're doing the same shit too. I mean, everybody, like, the upgrades are so much, like, because what else can you do with a smartphone? You can only make it better than what it is. You can only upgrade the specs on it, like the performance, the RAM, like all that shit. What else is there to do unless you're just gonna, you know, inject the fucking phone features into your eyeballs? Like, that's all that's really left.
I mean, I guess people
Although-
are really into picture taking. Like that's a huge thing.
Right. So it's like we're turning these cameras or these phones into these cameras now, which I'm definitely all about, but it's like I have cameras for that. Like if I was just a basic consumer who just had like a photography hobby,
Well, you wouldn't have a phone for your picture. That wouldn't be your hobby.
well, here's the
or
thing
that would
though,
be your,
like if
your
I'm taking
tool for your hobby.
if I'm taking pictures, like if forget the filmmaking aspect of everything that I do. If I'm just taking straight photos, 90% of the photos I take are probably on my phone. So this would be advantageous for me to get if I didn't have all my other cameras too, because it's like, oh, you got your phone on you can get the perfect shot right there. Now with all these lens options, like, back in the day, like with this phone here, let me see if I can pull this up. I got this old ass iPhone, but I just have this one camera, this one lens option, but now I have actual lens options, like like I said, I don't know what the focal length is on the wide angle lenses, but like the 50 millimeter equivalent, theoretically a 35 millimeter equivalent, and then a 24 or a 16 millimeter equivalent. Like that's pretty good for a phone. So you got 3 different lens options. Like that's my lens options right now on my camera.
So it sounds like you're gonna get this phone.
I'm not going to get this phone because it doesn't make any sense for me to get this phone. I'll just use my camera.
But you just said all those things that you do like about it.
I know, but if I didn't have all those things, it would make sense for me to get it.
Okay.
But it doesn't make sense for me to get it.
So because that phone is handier for you just to have in your pocket, and it has all those things that you want to do instead of lugging a case.
Son of a bitch.
Right?
See, that's the debate I've been having in my head too.
Well,
should I just ball out?
And that's what I'm saying.
But is it worth the extra $300? Is what
you would
comes
have
down
to. You would have to do a test. You'd have to go to Best Buy right now, or soon, and test
I'm
the
gonna
pictures.
wait for the MKBHD
review
and
Okay,
see
that's fair.
what he thinks after that.
Well, I think that's what you go to too. You look for people who have access to it, who can play with it, and give you an honest review, and then.
And that's why actually I don't know if you guys watch Marquez Brownlee, but like his reviews.
Mark Brownlee, you mean?
Marquez. That's how
Yeah.
you say it.
I know, but I'm
That's what I said.
referencing the YouTube Rewind with Will Smith.
Oh, is that what he referred him to?
He called it. Well, I mean, I'm sure he says Marquez, but the way he pronounces it, it sounds like he says Mark-ass Brownlee. It was a pretty good meme for a while.
But if you need some honest reviews, he's really good about it.
Okay, so
And
after
he's the reason why I haven't upgraded the last couple of years, because I'm like, well, there's no point. I guess I'll just wait for the next year for something else to come out.
So say this guy gives you a good review, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Are you like you're gonna spin the?
Are you going to
do it, Sredy? If you don't use it.
Okay, if I can get a good, because I'm not gonna pay out $1,100 out of
And
pocket.
that's
I'm gonna finance
That's
it.
the bottom line, like, who's gonna? Plenty of people are, because obviously they've already made the phone, so it's gonna be.
Well, they're even now, like their financing their trade-in options are pretty enticing too, because they're like if you had one of the like the 10s or the 10s Max, like any of those, like the trade-in values on those are like $600, which I know you're losing like $400 or $500 on those, but I mean it's like, well, I mean it's over.
It'd be like that.
It's over half the value. I mean,
right.
That's a pretty good deal, and I get an even better phone. Like I guess I should do that. Whereas like, you know what the trade-in value on my SE is?
You probably get like $20.
$45.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anything. It's
Epic.
like
I might as well just
what's
keep
it?
it at that point.
GameStop or whatever. Here's 10 cents for a game you bought last year, for 70.
So yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Good luck, Sredy, if you buy it. But I think you're gonna be good with the 10R. That's what I have. I love it.
I don't think I would get the 10R. I'd either get the 8 or the 11.
Really? So
Yeah.
before
Because honestly, like I don't see much of a difference between the 8 and the 10R. I think they're about the same. To be honest, I think the only difference is
that what you have? You have the
he's got the 8. You got the 10R. So the biggest differences between those two phones, because apparently the specs are about the same. He's got the fingerprint ID. You got the Touch ID, and then you have the full screen with the notch, where he's still got the basic 16:9.
And you have a home button, right? That you love.
And he's got the home button.
Got my home button right here. But I feel like the phones need to stop getting so damn big.
Seriously,
Yeah,
you're gonna be carrying laptops before.
That's also what drove me to get
They're
the
so
8,
big.
was that this is like truly the last
Nate, I gotta go too. So
small
it's just gonna
size
be a
iPhone.
Nate.
Keep talking to him.
I
You
don't
guys
know.
are the worst. You guys are honestly the worst at keeping the seal closed.
I'm sorry, man. You know, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I feel proud of myself because I
You've
consistently
had one drink today.
I had 2 beers and I have not broken the seal once because I am a god at keeping the seal.
You're a man among
sealed.
boys, right? We can't even.
It's
can't even
called
keep our
dedication, Steve.
Right. I know the audience appreciates seeing Nate all the time.
It's dedication.
That's what it is.
You guys go pee every single episode. I'm sitting here
We really
not
do.
peeing champion.
We really do.
2019.
Yeah, you've won the debate.
Yeah, you have that fucking OtterBox. I don't know what
Well,
would
and that's-
possess you to get that.
Because when him and I were talking about it earlier today, he goes, "So what are your recommendations? You know, what do you like about your phone?" And I told him, I said, you know, this, and this, and this, and that. I told him I don't suggest the OtterBox. Like, look how fat this thing is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now look at this compared to the phone. Like side by side. Look at that. Look how much smaller they are. This
here's
thing
mine.
is so bulky.
Phone
can I
case
hold-
from Five Below.
Get that.
You
Get
know
that
how-
case because that case will fit in your pocket. It's not going to obstruct anything. You're not going to feel like you're holding a laptop.
And it
This thing.
Can I
is
hold
dumb.
your phone? I want to see.
No,
how it
you
fe-
can't because
it's
you're not
this-
going to buy it anyway.
Well, it's the same size as the 11, so I want to see how it feels in my hand.
Put it in your pocket.
guarantee you
This is
that
so,
this-
this is too big for my
Hey,
hands.
don't show off
like-
Franklin to the world,
Sorry.
okay?
This is like, I feel like this is absurd. Like, I would have to put a pop socket on this just to hold it comfortably in my hands.
Yeah, I would say I don't like it out of the case. Like, I'm glad I have the case, but I want something smaller or maybe a little bit bigger than
That's
Nate's
why-
slim case.
That's why the 8 is so enticing to me because of the size. Like, mine is,
Let me see.
this one is 4 inches, the SE, and Nate's 8 is 4.7 inches.
Ooh.
So, I mean, it's like, it feels, like, that size feels good in the hand by itself. For sure.
And what I was gonna say was that I guarantee my phone case offers pretty much the same level of protection as your OtterBox.
And that's that's the thing that I get upset about because they're like, "Oh yeah, you can, this is not going to shatter your phone," but neither are these little slim cases because this
What happened to
thing.
my phone case?
How
Look at
much
this
was
thing.
this thing was like
this is the phone
$40.
case.
Yep.
My phone case has a Pac-Man mouth now. This is the one I've rolled with for years, and this thing, like, if you looked, like, my phone case is a little jank, if you can see, like, but that's not, or it's the screen protector. Like, the phone itself, like, aside from having, like, some dust, like, just permanently built into it, like, that case has protected this phone. Like, it doesn't have any damage to it besides the screen protector on
Yeah,
it. So it's like, you don't need these ridiculous ass cases to protect your phone.
I've had an iPhone 4, 6, and 8, and I have never damaged any of my phones from dropping them at all. Even when the iPhone 4 was completely encased in glass, I just had a shitty Five Below case on it, and it protected it from so many falls. And same thing with my 6, and then same thing with this phone. Like, I just have this Five Below case on it, this clear one, and I've dropped my phone 1,000 times on hard surfaces, soft surfaces, everything. It's never.
How much did you spend on it?
It was $5. It was
Okay.
a $5 phone case.
My Pac-Man case, which I've had this since I've had the iPhone 4.
Phone
Like,
cases are a
going back-
scam. I'll just say it.
Yeah, I know. This is the same. I've had this case probably for like somewhere between 6 and 8 years, and now it's just starting to be a piece of shit. The only reason, like, people like judge me super hard for this case, but I'm like, if I'm gonna upgrade my phone in a couple of weeks, what's the point of me getting another case for this phone?
And the SE, like, honestly, you could probably rock your phone without the case because it has the metal back plate.
Yeah, we're
so
going
you're like
with all these new phones. It's the glass casing, and I'm just like, I've seen what those shattered, 10S's and stuff look like, and it's not pretty.
Yeah, just imagine going to swipe anything on your phone and just cutting your thumb open because you have a shattered ass screen.
Yeah,
But
forget that.
I honestly don't understand how these people shatter them anyway. I don't know if I just like am
Completely
extra.
just dropping it like on the worst case, like just straight on concrete. Sorry, I'm trying to pour this without spilling it because I'm at that point right now.
Yeah, you guys are a
I
little
just poured a
wild.
fresh one, Steve. I don't know if I need another one, bro.
You guys are wild. No, I'm
What
good.
did you say
I'm
about
good.
us while I was gone? That we're the worst?
Yeah, I was just talking about how much you guys pee every single episode of the Low Side podcast.
Well,
And how I'm the king
I-
of not breaking
I
the seal.
I can't help that I had 4 drinks by the time the podcast started.
You can help it. Because you could just wait.
Yeah, but this podcast has been so much more interesting since I didn't wait.
So are you gonna buy the phone or what?
Yeah, I'll just pre-order it right now.
All right,
Screw
go
it.
ahead.
You guys
Yeah.
want to watch me pre-order it right
Yeah,
now?
let's see it.
No, it's not even available till tomorrow. So yeah, anything else?
Yeah, don't forget tonight, you guys. Tonight, it already started at 7, just like we did. But the presidential Democratic debates are going on right now. Don't forget about Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. Is this too political?
I don't give a shit right now.
All right. Anyway, what's our next subject?
I could talk about. Well, let's give a shout out to our sponsor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we have a sponsor every episode that doesn't pay for us. They don't pay us, YouTube, so
Yeah.
don't be an asshole.
The out of the basement people.
Yeah. So this episode is sponsored by the Cashing Out merch store, not the cash, not the motherfucking.
Sit up, Nate.
Not the motherfucking Cash App. Like Joe Rogan. You ever listen to Joe Rogan's podcast?
I never do.
He always.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't like him.
You don't like him?
That's a damn lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah, exactly. I need to watch the one with him and Bill Burr, and then watch the special.
I know, right?
The special
but
that
like
they're
every like it's not on the video ones, but on the YouTube or no the iTunes podcast one.
Jesus.
Ca-
Which one is it?
Shut up. Cash App always sponsors him, and he's like, "This episode is sponsored by the motherfucking Cash App." So this episode is sponsored by the motherfucking Cashing Out merch store.
Bit.ly/
Yeah, bit.ly
something.
store cashing out. I actually started a cashing out website. I got to, so that way we don't have to do any fucked up bit.ly links. I'll actually have if you go to Cashing Out Film right now, it'll redirect to my personal website, but eventually Cashing Out will have its own store. But if you want to help me out, buy some Cashing Out merch for my film, you can get 15% off using coupon code LOWSIDE anytime. That's forever and always. As long as you listen to this show and you know that the coupon code exists, you can use it as many times as you want. Buy all my shit.
There's going to be a Blu-ray soon.
Oh shit!
Oh, boy.
Well, I guess
I
that's
just
the way to
exposed you.
segue.
Yeah.
I know.
You
Okay,
spilled the beans.
so cashing out update, bro.
Let's hear it.
This is-
Let's hear it.
You guys want to huff some duster real quick?
Sure. Wait, no, not on. No.
Nate thinks we're bad, and he wants to start huffing compressed air.
Some duster.
Anyway,
I mean, it was
Oh,
just,
you have the good kind too. He's got the one. Is that the one from Walmart?
yeah, it's like
Dude.
it's like the industrial strength one. That'll
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
That'll get you where you're going.
It's a good time.
Some whippets. Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
so anyway, cashing out update. So I've been doing some thinking. I don't know if you guys have been doing the same thinking. Probably not.
I don't
because
really think a lot.
Why would you?
Yeah.
But I've been doing some thinking, and I'm not having a ton of luck with this movie. Whatever. So I was thinking that I'm not going to look for a traditional distributor for cashing out. Once
You
I'm
want me and
able
Nate to do it
that.
for you?
If you want to,
You should just do burn on demand.
burn on demand. What's that?
You burn them on demand.
Yeah.
You
Well,
make
that's
it.
okay. So that's
You burn a
essentially
CD.
Buy. Okay. Here's what you do, Sredy. Buy yourself some BDRs.
Mm-hmm.
Get a big ass stack of them.
Right.
You got a Blu-ray drive in your computer?
Nope.
Yes. Well, no, but I have a Blu-ray drive.
Well, Blu-ray drive.
I'm some dude online.
Burn cashing out to some BDRs whenever people want it.
I want cash
Okay.
Print everything yourself.
on DVD.
All right. Let
Or
me
Blu-ray.
finish the story.
All right. Whatever.
So I would like to do that. I'm thinking about doing a. I don't know what that look was for. What'd you see?
Go ahead. Keep telling your story.
Doing distribution myself, doing self-distribution. So essentially, I'd be looking into what the fuck are you doing?
Sredy distribution.
I'm sitting here trying to pour my heart out, and Nate's like,
Go ahead. Tell us your
Can I
story.
blink?
Oh my
Shreddy's
gosh.
freaking out, man.
Oh,
No,
right.
Shreddy, are you alright?
so thinking about doing distribution myself, Blu-rays, DVDs, VOD, all that. myself, and just seeing how that goes. Because honestly, I don't know if you guys know how distribution works. I can't even take you guys seriously anymore. I'm gonna turn the.
Look at pinkies up.
I'm
I'm
gonna
Sredy
turn-
right now. Pinkies up.
All right, I'm done.
No, tell your story.
No, I'm done.
No, tell him. So you're.
I don't know if you guys
We're
know.
listening.
I don't know if you guys know how distribution works, but essentially, if I wanted to, I can go try to find a traditional distributor. They would essentially say, okay, if we want your movie, this is what you need to do. You need to get some expensive ass insurance, which some costs anywhere from $5 to $13K. Sometimes you can negotiate that into the deal. They would want to take. God damn it! I can't take you guys seriously. They would want you to whatever platforms they would it on. They would want you to QC it, which means quality control.
Okay.
Essentially, if they find any problems that they think could be a problem, you would need to pay to get that fixed, which you'd have to pay a big post-production house to typically fix. So there's another, God only knows how much amount of money. And then they would say, okay, so we're going to do a 7 to 17 year deal where you don't own your movie until 17 years from now.
When no one wants to watch it anymore.
When no one wants to watch it anymore, but we still own it. And then after that, we are going to put it on whatever we're going to own all the rights to it, either worldwide, and that includes theatrical, video on demand, all that stuff. So if even if we don't put it out in theaters, you can't take it somewhere else and put it out in theaters. But that's for us to decide, which no distributor is going to give a movie like mine theatrical.
What
Aside
about
from the
My
point-
Cinema?
I don't know about that.
Dude.
We're not going to get into specific distributors.
Dude, the mothership does My Cinema.
Yes, I know.
Do we still do that?
We're getting off topic, all right?
Yeah, we're doing one next week.
See what I fucking deal with.
Downton Abbey.
We're losing.
No,
we're
not
losing
Downton
viewers.
Abbey.
We're losing viewers.
I was corrected today by the mastermind. I said, "Are we showing Downtown Abbey tonight?" And he goes, "Downton?
Downtown Abbey.
Yeah.
It's Downton Abbey."
Just like what'd you
My
call
lord.
Moana?
Moana.
Mona.
Mona. Yeah.
You're like, it's Mona.
Yeah. 2 for Mona, please. Thank you.
Anyway, can I
Specific
go back to
rim.
my story?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
you guys don't even care, do you?
I'm listening.
Yeah, go ahead and
You're not
finish your
listening.
story.
You're just watching yourself be drunk over there. Anyway,
So you're gonna sell DVDs and Blu-rays soon.
maybe.
You're going to.
You guys don't like it, so I'm just gonna.
He's gonna scrap it. Look at him.
I'm gonna scrap it.
I'm
just gonna.
listening.
Nate's
I'm
giving you
deleting-
that look.
I'm deleting the movie
No, don't
right
delete
now.
it. No,
I got
don't-
the computer with the movies on right now.
Don't do it.
he just deleted it.
I'm
It's
just
done. The movie's
trying to be
deleted.
comfortable in this damn chair.
Yeah,
Cashing out
you
stuff.
gotta.
These chairs are like prisoners.
Look at his chair. Nice,
yeah, he's
comfy.
got a nice, comfy leather
leather
chair.
I'm gonna be honest with you
padded
guys.
chair.
This chair is really not anymore.
I'm sitting in
Don't
some
lie. Look
plastic
how-
bullshit.
Not even kidding.
Look how comfortable he looks.
This chair is a pain in the ass to do this podcast on.
He
Yeah, right.
honestly looks so comfortable right
Seriously,
now.
I know, right? He's
You
got
want
the
the fucking
computer
chair?
screen.
No,
You know
He's
what?
got the.
Too late.
I don't want the chair.
Get in the chair. Give me
Alright.
my fucking chair.
All right, let's switch.
Give me the chair.
All right,
We're
if
switching
if
this
Steve
show.
wants to switch, this is a nightmare world. What a disaster.
What are you doing? Gosh. Oh, we're switching all
You-
the way together. Oh, wow.
You guys are crazy. What a nightmare
Okay,
world.
here we are.
How
All
does
right.
that chair feel?
So, like I was saying, I'm gonna put my DVD on Blu-ray, and I'm gonna distribute it through
I'm gonna
Sredy
put my
Distributions,
DVD on Blu-ray.
and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best movie you've ever seen, and distribution's gonna be flawless. It's only gonna be $5 per DVD/Blu-ray. What are you looking at? Your notes?
I'm just ignoring you at this
Oh,
point.
okay, great. All right, let's move on to the next
Okay,
topic.
let's move on to the next topic since these guys don't give a shit about what I have to say.
That's not
So,
true, and you know it.
Questions.
Yeah.
Let's do weird questions.
Wait, this
So we're
chair's
going
not comfortable,
to-
Sredy.
Yes, I know, Steve, and that's what I was trying to say to you guys, but oh, you look so comfortable. over
There, let's
there.
trade back before we do the.
Nope.
Yeah, let's trade
Nope,
back.
I'm good now. I gotta
All
adjust the camera so that way. Man, my posture looks so good now. I'm not all slumped over. Like I can
Holy
see
crap.
shit now.
Yeah, this chair sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
You gotta buy a new one on Amazon.
Well, buy me a chair and maybe I'll do that. Okay, so we decided we wanted to try something different and ask each other a bunch of weird questions to maybe get to know each other in ways we didn't think was possible, and for all
Oh,
you guys
boy.
to get to know us.
It's
So
not gonna be good.
I don't know. I don't know where you guys want to start.
Just pick. Just go with it.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
How many questions are there?
Well, there's a lot. We can do as many as we want.
250.
Let's do
All right,
all
wherever
of them.
my mouse lands right now. What's the first question?
No whammy. Stop.
What's your least favorite mode of transportation?
Ooh, I can tell you right now.
I can tell you right now.
Airplanes.
Really? Why?
Because I don't like heights. I hate heights. I hate climbing ladders. I hate going up to the catwalk.
I hate claiming ladders.
I hate climbing them ladders. But planes, hot air balloons, anything that does do with heights, I'm out. So for me, I'm gonna say the most popular is airplanes for sure.
Sure.
So I'm out. That's what I'm out with.
Nate?
What about you?
Boat.
Really?
Boat?
See, I'm the opposite. I'd love to be on a boat. You ever see Deadliest Catch?
Yeah, it's my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
Seen every single episode.
Yeah,
That would honestly suck. That would be an
that Edgar
actual
has.
nightmare world.
dude, you're just always like this, like rocking because of
You
the
gotta
waves
try
and
and
stuff.
sleep out there.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
F that.
Give it a week, you'll be fine. You'll be a shrimping boy in no time.
No, I would.
All right, next question. What do you got?
I didn't get to answer. What
Oh,
do you
yeah,
guys?
what
Is
you-
this the
sorry.
game for yourselves?
Well,
God
I thought
damn.
you were. Good
I know you're
grief.
just forgetting about me altogether tonight, huh, boys?
Yeah.
You just want to take over? I'll get out of here.
Put that Blu-ray together.
Anyway,
Got him good.
hey Alex, what's your favorite or least favorite mode of transportation? Mine is a car. I
Really?
hate sitting in a car. I hate driving.
Why is that?
I just.
But
just
you
the
always drive
fact-
everywhere.
I know.
You're so good
but
at
I fucking-
driving.
because it's something to do.
Something to do.
I'd rather drive than. But here's the thing: I'd rather drive, but I'd rather not. It's real catch-22.
You'd rather drive, but you'd rather not.
Yeah, because at least when I'm driving, I'm doing something. It's mostly because like a lot of people I know just drive like psychopaths, so I don't trust them. But like, I really hate driving, 100%. Like, if I never had to drive again, wouldn't be upset.
You wouldn't be upset.
Don't give a shit about cars. Don't give a shit about driving. All of it's terrible to me.
Nate, you're a Camaro guy, right?
Yeah.
You've got the Camaro goatee going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely drive.
You just shaved your Camaro mullet last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I got a fresh cut straight out the salon. What can I say?
All right.
Sometimes you got to do it to them.
what's your next question? What do we got here?
Let's do the random. This is good.
No whammies, no whammies. Stop.
If you were called on to be a government spy, where would you least like to serve? Where would you most like to serve?
Well, if I was a government spy,
I'm guessing they mean countries or states or something similar.
where would I least like to spy? Right now, I'd least like to spy. On Ireland.
That's
Why?
random.
Not Ireland. Where did Trump and his buddies go? Where did Mike Pence stay at last week? Greenland? Ireland?
I have no idea.
He stayed at some place, and right now it's kind of like a big topic right now because Mike Pence stayed like 300 miles away from the meeting place. So wherever that was.
Don't
I'm
stop
not
talking.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was. See, yeah, the big thing was that they
Dunebag? What the heck is?
No,
where's
not
Dunebag?
Dunebag. Anyway,
Or
so
Dunebag.
yeah, Ireland, I don't know, something like that. But the place I'd like to spy on the most right now would be Russia. Are they
Why?
really meddling with our votes?
Could be.
Are they really taking our face pictures? Remember that app that was big a few weeks ago?
Oh, Face app.
Yeah, Face app. Are they really taking our pictures and doing naughty things with them?
Yes, you should be
I hope so.
terrified.
Yeah. I hit accept and I made myself old in less than 30 seconds.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I was old.
It's worth
If
it.
I'm gonna get deep faked, so be it.
Right, exactly.
Whoopsie doopsie.
Thanks, Russia.
Yeah.
Nate, what do you got?
What was the question?
All right,
It
next
says,
question.
Yeah, give him a new one. He already forgot.
A man walks up to you and says he's going to transform you into an animal of your choice, and there's nothing you can do about it. What animal do you choose?
Ooh.
It's an interesting question.
Nate, a manatee, right, bro?
No, I'd want to pick some. I'd want to pick something where I could be like a little badass, like a Komodo dragon, something like that, or like, you're pretty guaranteed like no one's gonna fuck with you, and that's what I would like to be.
I think
I mean, or also just like maybe a dog. that's in a good home. Like if I could guarantee a good home.
You don't want to be the dogs of the shelter?
No, like if I could be a
You're getting
dog.
put down tomorrow, boy.
If I could be a dog that was guaranteed to have a good home, then I would do that.
Well, I don't want to be put down.
Well, you
You've been
shouldn't
here
have bet, you shouldn't have bet that guy.
Right, you've been here for 2 months, so you got to go.
Yeah.
So a dog or a Komodo dragon?
Yeah.
Those are two totally different areas. All right.
Yeah, but like I
It
said,
was
dog
on the opposite
only if
side
I
of the
could
spectrum.
guarantee
Sure. If you were
a good existence.
right, a good family set home. Okay. All right.
What about you, Shred?
yeah, Sredy,
Well,
what do you
Sredy
got?
gets his own question.
Oh, wow. He don't get to pick his spirit animal.
All right. Who would you really like to punch in the face?
Nate, I feel like I
Well,
have a few options.
Let's see here.
Remember that Blu-ray conversation? Come on, right here.
Dude, Alex is so pissed.
He is really mad. Look at him.
Who's mad? I'm not
This
mad.
reminds me of the episode that
never
you
been
guys did
mad.
when I was out with Bob when it
You
was
know
in
what?
here.
Let's talk about that for a minute, shall
What are
we?
you guys talking about?
Remember when you,
He's talking
Alex,
about when we were
and
talking
Bob
about
did the show
Arrival.
because I was out and you guys were talking about certain movies and you two were dogging on him about a movie that he liked and he was
Yeah,
like,
Arrival.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the same movie as blah, blah, blah. And Bob was like, no, you're full of shit.
We dogpiled
No,
on
I
you.
said that.
Yeah,
Bob and Nate were on the same page.
that's what I'm saying. They were dogging on you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Arrival's still a boring movie, I'll say it.
He's not even listening even to
You
right
sit
now.
here and you're gonna tell me that you like Denis Villeneuve, and then you're gonna tell me that Arrival's a bad movie.
I didn't say it's a bad movie. I said it's boring.
What's so boring about it?
The whole
Nothing
movie.
happens.
Right, tell him the
Plenty
whole
of
movie.
happens.
There's not enough boom booms. And
oh, well,
I
if
don't
you
like
want to watch
looking at
Boom Booms and
There's-
Aliens, go watch Transformers.
I don't like looking at Jeremy Renner's wrinkly face.
You don't have to. Look
Isn't
at
he the
Amy Adams'
worst?
beautiful face.
Hawkeye, he was terrible, man.
I mean, no, I like Hawkeye. But
No, I
the
can't.
Jeremy Renner app is what we really should be talking about.
I don't want to talk about that.
I can't stand him. Okay, so who are you gonna punch in the face? Me and Nate
I don't know.
or Bob?
I'm a lover, all right? I'm not a fighter.
Hey, is Bob
Even
after
though
dark walking?
I've
Watching?
No.
Walking?
Probably not. Well, I'd probably like
It's
to punch
still-
both
it's-
of you in the face right now.
It's too early for his show.
Oh,
Dude,
so
Shreddy's
what
so
else?
Dude, we should do an all-nighter and
One
then
night, you wake up because you heard a noise. You turn on the light to find that you were surrounded by mummies. The mummies aren't really doing anything. They're just standing around your bed. What do? I'm not really terrified of mummies.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Okay.
Here's a question I want to ask you instead. I think this would be a good discussion question for the three of us. But what would terrify you? Like, what's something if you woke up to that would absolutely terrify you?
So what was that? What was that meme? Not really even a meme. It was that
Momo. I already know what you're
He already
talking
knows.
about.
just
You're
just-
unreasonably afraid of that thing.
yeah. For whatever reason, like just the face, the white pale face, black hair, and like darkened eyes, and just like a weird face. Like just that image alone just like creeps me out. Like just like The Ring, you know, black hair, the little girl. She's got her darkened eyes, and she got a weird looking face on.
So you're afraid of children?
Sure.
Perfect.
So yeah,
It's
don't
a great
don't
thing
watch.
You're going to be a dad soon.
Yeah, I know, right? Congratulations, me.
I'm
Your
afraid
kids
of
is-
children.
Your kid's just going to be standing at the edge of your bed right one night, just
Hungry.
staring at you, not saying anything. Just
I'm hungry.
I used to do that to my mom. Stand in her bedroom doorway, like sleepwalk style.
Sleepwalking's messed up.
I used to sleepwalk all the time.
You're a regular.
Yeah, I used to. I don't do it
I
anymore.
don't think I've ever sleepwalked.
So back to this question though, I think I would just probably, knowing that they're dead, if they're mummies, I would probably just pick them up and throw them in the trash can.
Yeah, I
Like
feel
I'm not really
mummies-
like mummies for me
mummies
aren't
are
really like scary.
What's so like unless like the mummy has like superhuman strength? Like I feel like mummies aren't that.
Tom Cruise, the mummy.
Well, he's not the mummy though.
The Brendan Fraser mummy.
I know, but the mummy in that Tom Cruise
Imhotep?
movie was right.
Well,
Sophia
she's like
Botella.
oh man. But anyway,
What was
Just
that?
that just makes me want to watch Climax.
I know, right?
Alex is about
You
to.
wouldn't know anything about art, Steve.
Yeah,
so.
art.
I don't know anything about.
Alex
Oh.
and I had a bonding moment where we drank Blue Moon and watched Climax in the cinema.
That's
We
good.
the
drove an
cinema.
hour to see it.
We did drive an hour to see it. But
Worth
anyway,
it.
but okay,
So
passing the question off to Nate. What would terrify you at the edge of your bed?
Dude, pretty much anything. Like, if I woke up in the middle of the night and there was literally anything standing at the foot of my bed, I would probably be
Okay,
terrified.
Me and Alex.
Let's
Me and Alex standing
no,
by.
let's reform the question then. What scares you? Like, you're home alone. Like, what would scare you?
honestly, even though I don't believe in ghosts, ghosts.
I would have to agree with that too.
Because you can't see them. You don't know where they are. You don't know what they're up to. But when you hear a strange noise in your house, that's instantly what my mind always goes to is I'm like, oh, fuck. It's a ghost.
Yeah.
And
I'm not.
And I
Good,
might
sorry.
have had some mild paranormal experiences, but we could save that for a different episode.
I haven't had any. I don't believe in ghosts.
But at the same time, when you hear a bump or a
yeah.
creak, it's like, ghost.
The idea of ghosts terrify me.
Yeah.
Because like it literally could be anything. I mean, it could, like, they could harm you, they could not harm you. Like, it's, I don't know. I guess the idea of a presence just being around that you can't see is kind of terrifying.
Yeah. I think I'm thankful for Franklin because when he barks, I get concerned. When he's not doing anything,
You're good?
I'm good.
But does he ever stare off into the darkness or bark at nothing?
I would say no. He's a pretty smart dog. Like he's pretty good. So
That's good.
whenever
'Cause
he's
that's also the worst thing ever is when you have a pet and they're staring into the darkness.
they literally see a ghost and you're just like, what are you looking at, bro?
Or they're barking at the darkness and you're like, I just want to leave now. I'm gonna start crying any moment.
Right. Yeah. So I would say this question probably doesn't really bug me that much.
I don't think it's supposed to bug you.
Or would I be scared? Probably not. I don't
Alcohol
know.
makes
I probably
me
would.
sleepy.
He's had like
Thanks, Nate.
two blue
Yeah,
moons.
Nate's had 2 blue moons.
All right. What's the next question?
I'm on number like 7 or something.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
gotta drive.
There's a good question. At what point are we good enough?
Ooh. When this show has 1,000 subscribers, that's when we'll be good enough as a whole.
I don't think so. We need like 10 billion subscribers.
10 billion.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Smash
10 billion.
way past PewDiePie
Yeah.
and T-Series.
Yeah. Once we blow those guys out of the water, we'll be good enough.
Okay, so at what point are you guys good enough?
What does this mean?
As
What is the
individuals?
context of the question and what
If I'm having to form the question myself to ask you guys, I would say at what point do you feel satisfied with where your life is going?
I would say I'm good enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm pretty content at the moment.
right now, things are good. Job's good. The show's good.
Until you get fired.
Until you get fired next week.
Coming.
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
this show needs to take off.
So where do you feel like 10 years from now, what would make you feel good enough?
Ooh. I guess me personally in 10 years, my son or daughter will be 10 years old. So I'm hopeful to be a great dad. I want to be a dad like how my dad was. I look up to my dad, so that's what I'd want to be. That's how I would feel good enough. I don't think this stuff would matter at the time. I think it would be what my kids at 10 years old who kind of start to create their own independent thoughts, you know? I don't know. Maybe a little, you know, a couple of years later than that, but I would just want to be a good dad. And I want to be looked up to. I think that's a good thing.
How wholesome.
Right?
If I
This segment is brought to you by Gerber Food and Baby.
So if
And
what I
diapers.
want to start, I'm going to say fuck Steve's kids.
Dang.
His future kid. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
I don't want you to be a good dad.
He's shitting on me because of the Blu-ray thing, you know. So yeah, we got him.
Got him good.
Dude,
good.
Shreddy's so mad.
Distribution's gonna be great.
He's low-key, high-key angry.
Right. He don't know what to do.
I'm that kid in the meme
All right,
who's
Sredy,
got
when-
the fucking vein going through his
Right.
head right now.
Yeah. When
like
are you good
holding
enough?
back.
When are you good enough?
When am I good enough? I don't know. They say that ambitious men or just ambitious people are never satisfied.
That could be true.
And I feel like I'm very ambitious.
Well, that's good though because you can't expect like what is it? Don't strive for perfection, strive for progress. So you're always improving.
I'm always looking for progress.
Is
I'm
that on the
never looking
wall
for
in your kitchen?
perfection.
It's at the wall in your kitchen.
No, it's not.
Your mom made me breakfast.
I have. First, I do the coffee, then I do the things. That's my kitchen quote.
First I do the coffee, then I do the things.
Yeah, first I drink the coffee, then
I
I
like
do
it.
the things.
Yeah, I think that's a good, progress as opposed to perfection.
I just want to
You just want to keep doing things.
I just want to keep doing things. Like I just have this overarching fear that one day I'm not going to be able to make movies anymore. And I know that sounds stupid because I can always do it, but I don't feel like I'm always going to be able to do it at the level that I would like to, if that makes sense. I have that fear.
Sredy, you're like the embodiment of that Fort Minor song.
I don't know. What is that? I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Me neither.
I don't know the name of the song, but it's by Fort Minor, where it's like 10% luck, 20% skill, something concentrated power.
Now I know what you're talking about. I don't know what line you're talking about, but
Because that song is just like a motivational song, and you're a very motivated person. You're like, I always got to strive.
Yeah, what's that Eminem song? I'm going to send it to you so you can just listen to it every day
8
when you wake
Mile?
up.
Lose yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lose Yourself.
He already knows it. He's already got it on his mix.
I don't want to get demonetized.
Right.
Yeah, because we're so monetized right now.
So, Nate, what makes you good enough? Look at him.
Figuring out what the name of this Fort Minor song is. It's called Remember
Okay.
the Name.
Knowledge is power, right, Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Okay, yeah. All right,
Bars.
what makes Nate good enough? Let's hear it.
10 years from now.
Yeah, get deep, Nate.
Out of the Basement has 1 million subscribers, and I don't have to work a real job.
Wow.
I think that's everybody's goal is not to work a real
Wow.
job.
But it's unrealistic.
Is
Yeah,
it though?
And here's the thing. Like,
Yes.
you really have to have that strive to want to do it, because like the success rate for what the three of us want to do is pretty much it's slim to none. Like, theoretically, or at least statistically, between the three of us, there's no way in hell that we will ever be able to accomplish what we want to be able to accomplish. Statistically. But I'm a stubborn asshole.
I just want to be a good dad. Is that?
Yeah, statistically, you're never going to be a good dad, Steve.
You're already a failure. Good job.
I already messed it up.
Yep, you already messed it up.
My dad did a podcast that no one watched back in.
Yep, my dad's a complete failure. He
Check
never
out his
left the
videos.
mothership.
Yeah, exactly. Good grief.
He gets hella views on fishing content and then just doesn't produce any fishing content.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. All right, what's the next question? We're getting kind of sad over
We are
here.
getting sad. But
Come
you know
on,
what?
Sredy, switch it up.
Here's the thing,
You like
we're
that.
we're being
We're
authentic.
we're getting deep.
People want that authenticity
All right,
from
good.
us.
All right, what's the next
Even
question?
though we
then?
only have 3 viewers right now, so shout out to
We
the
had-
3 people
yeah,
who've been
thank
watching
you.
consistently.
Is AL still watching? Let me know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. All right. What else can we ask each other? I already asked that question.
Go down. You've already been
We've
up
been-
high before.
This is like a bad list.
Yeah.
I gotta go to a different list.
guys.
What is one show that you cannot watch with anybody? I'm gonna guess Steve's is probably Deepwater Horizon.
No. I actually watched.
Deadliest catch.
Deadliest
Yeah,
Catch.
Deadliest Catch.
I'm guessing.
Hardcore
I'm guessing the
pawn.
No,
wife doesn't watch.
No,
it
you
with
know what
that.
it is for real though. She doesn't want to watch any documentaries with me, and I know that that's probably a very niche genre for people, but she will not watch documentaries with me.
I think. Well, here's the thing. Like,
and it's all kinds of documentaries.
Not even true crime.
Okay, is that a real? I don't. What is true?
True crime. It's a genre of documentary about
Okay.
true crimes.
Okay, then I don't watch that one. But
You don't watch true crime documentaries.
she watches like murder. She would watch Murder She Wrote instead, which is about crime, but it's fake. And there's characters and there's
I feel
someone
like
to
you
gain
really-
interest in.
You
right?
really have to have that motivation to want to, because you have like a motivation to want to learn about things, and I feel like a lot of people don't want that in their entertainment. They just want to be able to flip the switch off, forget about everything. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Watch 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't like that. I like things about history, especially history that I've been a part of, but maybe didn't really know about, like the 90s. Like I was a kid in the 90s, right? So I was 8 or 9, 10, but
Are you saying you were a 90s kid and you didn't remember?
well, I was a 90s kid, but I didn't really. I would say I'm more of a late 90s, early 2000s kid because that's stuff that I remember. Back when like Kurt Cobain, supposedly blew his head off. Like I wasn't really paying attention to things then. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the Rodney King incidents, like those things with O.J. Simpson and all that stuff. Like really, just kind of like, man, I want to watch these documentaries and learn more about what it is that went on during that time. So I get into that stuff. Like I watched the O.J. Simpson thing from 11 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning, and the wife was upstairs sleeping. She wakes up. She's like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you still up?" OJ's on. I'm learning about OJ. What do you think? You know, and it's
That
just
was
like
20 years ago. Get
right.
over it.
I know, and that's
No,
what she says. She's like, "Why is this interesting to you?" And I'm like, "Well, that's why, because it's part of history that I don't really know about, but I still find interesting. You know, like all kinds of that."
That's really interesting to me that you said that, because it kind of brings up a point to, like, I'm a huge film nerd, and like a lot of, like, when you study that stuff in school, like your professors and stuff like that, they're like, you need to watch these movies, these movies that are super old because they were so iconic during our time. But here's the thing, like, movies that are iconic during your time are going to be different than my time. So like a lot of my favorite movies, like I can at least acknowledge, like, Citizen Kane is an iconic movie. I can acknowledge that, like a lot of those older movies are iconic during that time, but they're not iconic for me because that's not what I grew up watching. So if I am like, Trash Humpers behind Nate is, my favorite, it's the most iconic movie I've ever seen. Is that to say that it's more iconic than some of these older movies?
right.
I mean, it's maybe from a historical standpoint, but not to me, because those movies don't affect me the same way that they
Right.
would affect people in that generation.
I
And
feel
I think
like
that makes
that's
sense for what you're saying with the documentaries.
right. And I was talking to someone a few days ago, and this is kind of like a parallel to that, is who's the best, basketball player of all time? Some people say Magic Johnson because they're early 80s, or maybe some people say Michael Jordan, early 90s, or people nowadays, oh, LeBron James or Steph Curry. Like it just depends on what age you grew up in, like
I
what,
think, yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's important to acknowledge those who came before, but I think your favorites are going to depend on the era that you grow up in, for sure.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, yeah. But for me, documentaries. People don't want to watch documentaries with me, and I get it. They're kind of boring. Some of the ones that I pick are kind of like, whatever. Why would you want to watch that? But I find those shows interesting.
Right.
What about you, Nate?
I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of TV.
What about like Gilmore Girls? That's a hit for you, right?
You don't
No,
have like a guilty pleasure show or anything that you just watch on your own? It doesn't even, let's just take
Not
the TV.
really.
I feel
Let's
like
take-
this is going to be
here.
tough for you because you watch literally everything.
Let's take
Like,
the
you
TV
guys-
aspect out of it. Let's just say content. Like, what's some sort of like episodic content that you continuously watch on your own, like without the girlfriend, without the friends or anything? Do you have something that you watch by yourself that's kind of like maybe not a guilty pleasure, but something that you just enjoy? Like, I don't want anybody around me. I just want to enjoy this by myself.
Porno.
Yes.
I knew it.
No. I mean, honestly, nothing really comes to mind. Like, I don't watch anything that I'm not like afraid to admit that I watch. I mean, like, I'm pretty open about how often I watch anime, but like, that's probably like the most embarrassing thing. But I don't really watch a lot of TV. I don't really watch a lot of episodic content in general. So
Yes, you do. You watch YouTube videos more than anybody I know.
well, yeah,
That's episodic content.
I watch a lot of YouTube, but it's nothing that I'm like, oh, I hope no one finds out I watch this YouTube channel.
I don't even think it comes down to that. Just something that you enjoy watching without interruption.
I would say another thing for me would be the late, last week tonight. I don't want anybody around me when I'm watching that show because I feel like there's a lot of information in that show. Also, there's comedic value. You know how John and Oliver does the delivery and all that. You've watched it also, but when it comes time to watch that, like that's the one show I don't want interruptions on. Like other documentaries and stuff, sure I'll pause it and I'll wait. But when like for whatever reason when John Oliver's on, stay away. I don't want any interruptions. Stay away from me. Let me finish this 20 minutes. That's all I need is just 20 minutes, and I'm good. But
That's kind of funny.
does this
So-
chair lower, Sredy?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
there
good.
you go.
There you go.
So with movies, like if I go see a movie, I generally don't like going with friends. I will, but like I really don't like being asked how I feel about a movie after I first view it initially.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of times I won't even go with friends. Sometimes I'll just see people that I know and they're like, "Oh, what do you think about this movie?" And it's like if I'm super hyped on it and other people are not, that usually kills my mood and I'm just like ready to fight somebody. Like I'd rather just go home and process it a little bit.
Right.
Like I can't name any specifically, but there's been some movies that I'm just like super hyped to watch like or like at the end of it I'm just like, man, this is fucking great. Like I'm just like so like I'm on like a euphoric state of how just hyped I am and other people around me are just not and I just cannot stand to be around them at that point.
Just say my name, Sredy.
No,
just
it's not,
say it.
I won't lie, it has happened with you, but you're not the only person it's happened with.
Dude, we got in a straight up fist fight earlier this year about Game of Thrones.
Did we?
No, not a real fist fight, but
Well, I mean like a fight about it.
yeah, we definitely argued about Game of Thrones because that last season was hot fucking garbage.
No.
And you loved it?
I didn't love it. I loved the first
Shreddy's
half
gone,
of it.
He's gone soft.
That pisses me off, right? Nate always says I've gone soft. I don't think I've gone soft. I've just expanded my mind a lot more than he has.
Ooh.
And I'm probably a little bit more forgiving, but soft, I don't think so.
You know how to push people's buttons, Nate.
He really does
He pushes
know.
people's buttons and walks away.
I will say, you know what? Nate does know how to push people's buttons pretty good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. So these two at the top here, 44 and 45, these are both pretty interesting. Which one are you guys more interested in answering? I have answers for both of these. So
Let's see. Are you happy with the person you are becoming?
or can insanity bring about more creativity?
Kanye West.
I feel like most people who are super creative are pretty much insane. Myself included. I'm pretty insane.
Insane in the membrane.
I was just gonna say it too.
Maybe silently, but I can be pretty crazy sometimes.
I don't really know how to answer 45. I don't know yet.
Okay, so then let's go with 44. Are you happy with the person you're becoming?
Dad.
Yeah. I'm still happy with things. I think when we first started the podcast, this is one of the things that we brought up. You know, where do you see yourself in a few years, or do you enjoy doing what you're doing? I think that's what it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was along the same lines
Our
as
first
Right.
episode was actually about content creation.
Yeah.
But
So that was
if
a long
you're
time ago.
happy with your content that you're creating
Yeah.
at some point, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would say yeah. I really do like things. I'm still enjoying things. I'm not overly stressed. I'm not worried about, there's no financial burdens that I'm worried about
Until that kid comes.
until baby comes in February.
What
But
do you mean I can't buy a boat?
What do you mean? I can't go to the show tonight with the boys?
Boat or baby.
You're right, baby or bust.
Well, I guess the baby's got to go.
Yeah. But for real though, like nothing is really, like I'm good. Like I'm really happy with things. I would say overall I'm really happy with things.
I feel you on that one.
Especially
Sredy?
with this show, man. We got how many viewers we got now?
2.
Six.
Six,
Wow.
see?
Wow.
Things are already moving up. Thank you guys
That's
for
right.
watching. Look, you guys are awesome. Keep it
Who
up.
said that?
Smash subscribe.
Keep it up.
Ring the bell.
Oh, you guys are. Oh, the viewers are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
smash-
viewer, not you.
Smash that like
The
button.
viewers are what matter.
Subscribe to us.
Ring that bell.
Yeah.
No, don't plug us now. It's not the time for that.
Out of the basement tomorrow. Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island movie review.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Dang.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Dang.
That's
Yeah.
what I was. That's why I was kind of late today. Was I was trying to edit
You're
it
doing
real quick.
other content.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
I will
late.
say,
You were here before Steve. How are you late?
yeah. Tomorrow night is
No, Steve was here before me today.
Yeah, I was here before him.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he opened the door.
Remember, you were not
forgot.
wasted yet.
Yeah. I was getting there.
Tomorrow, can I do a plug then?
Sure.
All right. Tomorrow on Yala TV, our first beer review of the fall. It's an Imperial Pumpkin Stout.
Is it Warlock?
No,
Oh.
it's from Epic Brewing out of Utah. I'm looking forward to it. It was $12 for a bottle.
Oof.
You know, I also wanted to plug something, but I tried earlier and you guys didn't give a shit. So
Well, yeah. See, ours was like 30 seconds.
I was trying to have a conversation with you guys.
I cared.
You guys are.
I care too.
You guys are usually curious about these things.
No, I
and
am.
I'm like, I was looking forward to talking about it with the boys, and
Look,
Nate's slumping over in his chair, and
I've
Steve's
already
just like-
explained myself.
Steve's looking at Nate, just laughing, and I'm just like, "Yep, I lost both of them."
nope.
The plastic chair
Look.
It hurts.
See, I even have
I
proof.
know.
I liked Shreddy's
Yeah,
post
that's
today.
how you
That's
prove
not
it.
even
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, this is your
Why are you
DVD.
exposing my concept art?
This is on a public forum, just like this is. I
Oh,
like.
yeah, I posted on
I
Instagram,
smashed
huh?
that like button.
Smash that like button.
Exposed.
Yeah, so don't tell me I don't care.
It's not real. Although I got the prototype up on the shelf right now.
Okay, anyway.
Is that Region Rat?
Well, it's in the Region Rat case, but no,
Ah.
there's the cashing out sleeve is on one of those cases up there. Right
Hey, can
now.
we watch a 411 VM video before we leave? You know how long it's been since I've
411 video.
You know how long it's been since I've watched
Oh,
those
man.
kind of videos?
Yeah, going off topic. Speaking of, should we talk about
Oh, the
hashtag
tricks or
didn't happen?
Yeah, these two here, these two bozos
I
have
know.
a skateboarding tricks
Nate-
video going
Nate
on.
probably just looked at Instagram and was like, "God damn it, Alex." And I'm
However,
Not
good.
only Instagram, you called me out on
I called you
every
out on
single
everything.
social media
I
platform.
wanted it to happen so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I've known Nate for years. He says he can step on a skateboard, but I have yet to see it happen. So I'm gonna call him out on the internet.
I
and
would
see
say
what
both of you,
happens.
and I have no room to talk, but I would say both of you are very, very rusty on your landings. If I were to
Yeah.
say so myself.
I 100%.
But
but however,
All right,
props because you can actually land them. So good job.
Here's my defense. My road is extremely rough, and I also was skating uphill.
I like how at the end of your video you go like this. You go.
Well, yeah, because I landed that last trick, which was a fakey big flip.
And if anyone knows a fakey big flip,
It was a super sketchy landing, but at that point I was just like, I don't fucking care. Like my feet are on the board, and
You made
I could like skirt away it just a little bit. So that's why I looked right at the camera, because it was more of like a troll. Like, yeah, this trick is
yeah,
like that was a bad trick, but fuck it.
you made it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I should actually do my video tomorrow because I have some skateboarding tricks up my sleeve that you guys need to see.
We'll
So
see.
Well, I'm waiting
hashtag.
for Alex's
Oh, son of a
response.
bitch.
What?
There
I
can't
think
be.
we just lost the stream.
Why?
I don't know. I took the monitor off because
Well,
did,
put
it,
us
did
back.
it go away? Well, the stream started lagging really bad.
Well, put us back. We'll wait for you.
Alright.
We'll wait.
I think my computer's
Overheating.
yeah. Here's Nate checking on everything. No, I'm looking at this. Yeah, it's lagging super hard right now.
That's fine. We're still live, right?
Well, we don't want our video to lag hard. I guess.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're still live.
We're still live, bro.
All right.
But it is
Just
it
put
is
everyth-
lagging like a motherfucker.
Put everything back.
See,
Put everything back to normal for us over here on the big board.
I just did, didn't I?
Nope.
It's not on there.
I see nothing but apps over
Oh
here.
well.
Oh well. So anyway,
Wait, what do you mean you just seen? Oh, you gotta click on it. Click on
oh, I see.
cable,
Cable.
cable,
Here, Nate.
cable box or
Click
whatever.
on cable box.
Damn it! Nope, gotta lose it. Stream's going away.
Why?
The stream is going away.
We're dead.
Thanks, Freddy.
Just laggy. You didn't lose us. Error, not saving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
Why is your internet taking a dump?
I don't know. Maybe the storm just got to everything really bad. We got a comment that just said, just laggy, you didn't lose us, but
Yeah.
if somebody could tell us, does the audio at least sound good? I don't give a shit about the video right now. Is the audio good? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Please
SOS.
tell me you can hear us.
SOS. Are we still live?
'Cause there it
Uh-oh.
goes again. Here we are buffering. Man, this show really is a shit show, huh?
Dude, do
Uh-huh.
can we do our cover band yet? Can we do our cover band videos?
on GarageBand.
Oh, just in real life. We don't bring our real instruments over to my echoey basement, as you guys call it.
Yeah. Did you see me rocking Slayer on Facebook?
So good.
With my nephew.
What do we got, Sredy?
I don't know. I guess we can do more questions, or
So are we still live?
I mean, yeah, but it's
Has
just
any-
being laggy as fuck, and
Oh, okay.
nobody's commenting, so I don't know if anybody can actually hear what we said. So if you can hear us, please let us know.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. What do we got? So weird questions is over.
I don't know if we have any more topics.
Is that it? That can't be
Oh,
it.
we had mothership stories. If we want to talk about that, I guess.
Nate, your thoughts?
AL says I can hear you.
Okay, good. So
Oh,
they can still
good.
hear
They
us.
can still hear us. Okay.
So all this blabbering,
the video
we're
is
good.
at least the video is a piece of shit, but they can hear us. Even though we just lost like all of our viewers now. But
Oh, geez. All right, mothership stories.
Yeah, if you guys want to do mothership stories, that's cool. I can't really think of any that are like funny or positive, so
it doesn't have to be positive.
I feel like Nate is cashing out, if you will. Nate?
Yeah. Nate order his pizza already?
no.
That pizza's
I told
ready?
you I got my
Oh,
pizza
he ate before,
earlier.
remember?
No, I'm just saying it just
I know, but what if he wants second pizza?
That's
You know?
true.
What about second pizza?
Post pizza.
Okay, so
Just go ahead and tell your guys' stories. Don't worry about me.
don't worry about me, he says.
I'm gonna go
Man,
pee,
I feel like
actually.
we're all gonna.
Oh, he's breaking the seal.
Oh, he's breaking the seal.
We need video evidence. The first time Nate's breaking
know,
the seal.
right?
Look, he leaves the door open like a
Leaves the
mongoloid,
door open.
too.
Yeah. Oh
Jeez,
man.
this is weird barbarian, man.
All
right,
so
I got a good story.
Yeah, go ahead and start us while I look for
All
my
right.
list.
So mothership stories. When I first started at the mothership, way back in 2000. Holy crap, that sounds so long ago. So back in 2000, there was I was doing training on how to clean theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So the manager at the time, she was showing me what to do, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, so this is what you do after a set's over. You want to collect all the garbage and you want to take it out to the dumpster. I said, okay, cool. Let's do that. I don't know. I'm just. So we go down the hall. We've collected all the garbage from all 9 theaters. And then we make our way out down the sidewalk, and it's a nice day. It's probably like 75, sunny. It's a nice summer day.
Yeah.
So we get around to where the compactor is, or the dumpster area, and it's fenced off. So you have to kind of go around. You have to walk around to get to the dumpster area.
Uh-huh.
So as we're walking down the sidewalk, I kind of look through the fence. It's like just a regular privacy fence that's there. So I look through the fence and I see people standing there, and there's a pair of shoes, standing up, or the person's standing up, and then next to those shoes are some knees, and then there's a pair of shoes behind those knees. So we walk around even more.
What's that mean?
And we walk around more to the other side of the dumpster, and this dude, he's getting fellatio. Well, I'm at work. I'm 16. What am I doing? I close my eyes. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I supposed to see this for? So that was probably one of my first experiences at the mothership.
Yeah.
Some dude didn't even work there. They were just 2 randoms, just randos, and he was getting fellatio. It was kind of messed up.
Nice.
By the dumpster. Have some decency, people. Have some decency.
I feel like dumpster and fellatios.
Yeah, they were dumpster diving, and he's
Man.
like, "Man, I'm feeling good about this. What about you?"
Yeah.
I mean, I busted someone with a coworker during a One Direction movie.
Oh yeah.
That was exciting. During One Direction.
I remember
Nothing gets me going.
more than one. Yeah, 4 weird-looking boys. Okay, so another story with One Direction. There
Dude,
was
this fucking stream is just taking a huge dump.
your internet is bad.
I don't know what it is, bro.
Are we still live? That's the main
We're
question.
still live. Like
Okay,
people
well-
saying it's not paused, but like it's
Well,
laggy.
I'm gonna keep going. All right.
All right. Well,
right.
I mean, regardless, just a heads up, everybody. Like, I'm recording backup audio, so we're still going to have the full audio of everything, no matter what. This video might suck, but
good?
we got everything.
The video's fucked for sure.
Is it okay?
Audio sounds fine though.
Okay. So another story with One Direction. How long was that show at the mothership? For like a couple weeks.
I don't remember.
It wasn't very long.
I'm gonna get
Right.
rid of the video.
So, mothership, and I remember one of the security guards that was with me at the time. There was some girl that came out, and she said, "Man, there's this other girl. She's taking pictures, and she just won't stop. She just keeps taking pictures." So, this was my introduction to Snapchat. Okay.
Oh, this story.
So
Old man Steve.
Old man
Boomer
Boom-
Steve.
Right. Boomer Steve says, "Come on out here. I need to talk to you." I pulled the girl out who was taking pictures, and I go, "What are you doing on your phone? Why are you taking pictures?" And she's like, well, I'm just taking a picture of who's name?
Harry,
Harry.
Liam.
Sure. I'm taking a picture of Liam. He's just so cute. I said, okay, well, you need to delete that picture off your phone. And she goes, well, it's not on my phone. It's on Snapchat. And I said, well, what is that? You gotta get rid of it off your phone. You can't take pictures and keep them on your phone.
And now you're addicted to Snapchat.
So I said, you can't do that. You got to get rid of them. So show me that you got rid of the picture. And she's like, I can't show you that I have it. And I can't show you that I got rid of it. And I said, well, whatever it is, you need to get rid of it. And she's like, well, that's not how Snapchat works. And I'm just like, get rid of the picture. I don't know what Snapchat is. You need to, whatever that is, get it off your phone because you can't have it.
Boomer Steve.
Yeah, and that was my introduction to how Snapchat works. And then 2 weeks later, I downloaded Snapchat.
Then you got into it.
And I also have my own pictures of Liam that no one can see. Sredy, how we doing over there?
I'm trying to at least just put an image on so that way,
Oh.
it's just one image, but I can't. My computer's just taking such a huge dump right now. That
I
can't even
have an
search
idea.
for
Instead of updating your phone, you should update your computer.
my computer.
He just bought that computer.
Yeah, this computer's been fine for us.
Oh. All right, Nate, do you got any stories? You got any mothership stories?
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, let's
No,
hear
I
'em.
told you I couldn't think of any.
Nothing right now?
I couldn't think of any that aren't just like me being pissed, which I don't want to talk about those stories.
Yeah, those are the good stories. Those are what's going to get the views. Let's
Are
hear
they?
Let's hear one.
Is our laggy audio only episode pulling in the views right now?
Ouch.
Yeah, for some reason we still have 4 viewers and we have a completely black screen.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
No, why not?
I don't know how that's
All right.
working out, but whatever.
Any episodes or any stories for you?
Well,
there,
we had
Sredy?
the story from yesterday. So essentially, it's night, and a guy decided, oh, there's nobody selling tickets up front, so I guess I'm just gonna sneak into a movie. And
I
I'm
like
just
how he goes.
Yeah, I assume that's how he reacted when he went into the theater. Oh, there's nobody here. I
Right.
guess I can just do whatever I want. But, I don't know what. Okay, fine. If you sneak into a movie and you get away with it, you won. Okay, whatever. You caught us with our pants down, essentially. But when you sneak into a movie that doesn't have anybody else in it, you don't think that gets checked on? Like, for real? You really don't think that gets checked on?
No.
Like, pro tip, go to a movie that has people in it.
One time I kicked these 2 old ladies out that were in a theater with no one in it, and they were like, well, you got to play the movie anyway. And I was like, no.
You got to
Yeah,
pay anyway.
For real, we don't.
And I was like, I can't believe 2 old ladies like yourselves would be sneaking into a movie.
Grown women who know better.
Yeah.
When is anything ever for free? That's what
Never.
I say. That's what I
Yeah.
say.
But essentially, homeboy was like, we confronted him about it, and he's like, oh, well, there was nobody up front. I thought it was free day. And I'm like, bro, like, okay, like, I'm not stupid. Like, I know you're trying to do that. Like, you thought you could get away with it, whatever. Part of your head, what part in your head you thought Hollywood would ever have a free day?
Right.
Like, ever? Yeah, like, we just let all these people in. Like, we're not trying to make money at all.
Right.
Like Walmart. Just take whatever you want today at Walmart. People don't need jobs or anything like that.
It's because there's no tangible item when you go to watch a movie.
I know.
You're stealing the experience.
Yeah, people don't understand that when you sneak into a movie, like, you're stealing. Like, you don't see it that way because you don't have a physical item to hold in your hand, but you're still stealing.
Right. When will they ever learn, Sredy?
They won't.
They never.
They'll never win,
They won't.
or they'll never learn.
Just like when people pirate movies and they're like, wait a minute, you mean that's a crime?
I can get caught for that. It's illegal. Yeah, that's what that green screen or that red screen logo is before the movie starts.
Yeah. So I wanted to. We have this this, if you will, that comes in all the time.
I heard about.
We refer to them as TN.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that couple too. Yeah.
You talking about the trio?
Yeah, we're talking about the couple. You're talking about the
The
trio.
Yeah.
fucking Three Musketeers.
So the couple, they always come late, like to the latest show that you can possibly come to. They always come in. They make a mess. They make a huge mess anytime they come in, because they're salting up their popcorn with God only knows what. But they don't just do it. They just shake it everywhere. So don't clean anything before they come in because you're just gonna end up doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
They park all the way across the parking lot. They're old, by the way. Like not like old, but probably like 50s or early 60s, I would say.
Early 60s.
Old enough.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But they I don't know.
They're always a problem.
They're always a problem.
They're
Like,
just
they're
annoying.
not a
They're
real problem.
inconsiderate.
Yeah, they're not like a huge problem, but they just don't think.
Yeah, Nate's right. They're just inconsiderate.
They are.
They're the
inconsiderate.
only people there.
Yeah.
No one has to go home at a certain time. It's just them and their movie every Friday night.
Yeah.
God bless them.
No.
No? God bless their hearts.
I mean, like it's great that you come to the movies like that. That's like your date night or what. Like when you stay an extra half hour after the movie ends for no legitimate reasons, like that's kind of a problem.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, I don't know if we should wrap up or not. This thing's just still tanking.
Sredy.
Like we got, like we said,
We're
going to,
buffering on the main screen.
Yeah,
right
let's
now.
let's go ahead and
We're-
wrap up the show.
we're going to
I feel like
please listen to the audio episode. We're gonna have all the content on there. It's unbroken. Like everything's gonna be there. It's just I don't know what's going. What's really annoying is that I like restarted my computer, exited everything. We've never had these buffering problems, but once I got a fresh reboot on the computer, now it just starts taking a shit.
Today's the day.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Hey, well, it's all right. We're
I
good,
hope it's-
Sredy.
I hope it's not Audacity because this is the only new thing that I'm doing
Yeah.
Could
compared to everything that I've been
the
doing.
audio
Is-
was fine though. It was just the video component.
Yeah, the video stuff.
Well,
what
I'm
went
saying
down.
running Audacity
Oh,
because
okay.
I haven't run Audacity the other times that we've done the show.
Right.
I see.
So I'm wondering if that's just eating up too much CPU power.
Yeah.
Could be.
All right, Nate. Sign us out, bro.
We'll figure it out. So thanks for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Sorry this had to happen. But of course, if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, ring that bell for notifications so you know when the next time we're going live is. Of course, I've been joined with Sredy and Steve,
Have a good night.
Cheers, everybody.
and I'm Nate, and we will see you guys next time on the Low Side Podcast.